This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Woo!
Hey, everybody!
Welcome to the 194th episode
We're getting there.
of the Geek Pants Camcast.
We're getting there. Oh, hey, just in case you couldn't see me.
No, they can see you.
I couldn't.
You look smaller than usual, though. We're
Well-
doing the Hobbit thing. See how ginormous I look compared to you?
Oh, the perspective.
See, look at it.
Yeah, actually, that does. I look so small,
There it is.
which is a shame because I've been working out. Oh! So this is actually really exciting Camcast. This is a G-rated Camcast because we're watching Gattaca. And I just thought of this before we went live. We're getting to know our geeks
Yeah.
by talking to and asking questions of Jared. Hey!
Hi. That's Jared.
No last names, though, because I feel there's some social people on this network that are trying to steal our passwords and figuring out what these questions that they ask us. Some of those Insta questions, I feel like it's social engineering. That's what the word is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're going straight to conspiracy. Right to conspiracy.
What's your favorite food?
Conspiracy.
What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? Next thing you know, I'm hacked.
They know all your passwords.
Like, I hate
I'm going
everything.
to start lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite food? Well, it's not lasagna. I'll tell you that right now.
Progy Goat Boy. No. Not no.
Okay, so
No.
I'm totally on my phone for an unrelated reason. Although Progy Goat Boy is a pretty good,
That's a good
I gotta
password.
say. Especially if you do the weird symbols.
Yeah, and do you write it Progy or Pierogi like
Oh,
the
yeah,
Ukrainians
yeah.
do, right? I don't know.
I don't. I always forget that's like I just assume it's just pierogi, not
Pierogi.
pierogi,
Pierogi.
because they're not Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I have.
Yeah, you are.
And
You
I
are.
still don't do that. Much easier just to go P-E-R. Ogie.
The
Yeah.
pet ahead people. They
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
head people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I've heard that one quite a bit.
Chris loves the head cheese.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That was a one and done for me. That was a one.
Mhm.
Although pickled herring was a one and done for me, but I would do it again. I just haven't had the option.
Nope. Pickled anything besides pickles really doesn't do it for
yeah,
me.
same.
Yeah.
Pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs?
Pickled eggs.
Nope, that's gross.
Can't do it.
I don't like how dry they are, but other than that, they're great.
You know what? Actually, carrots, pickled carrots, that sounds pretty
Oh.
Yeah, vegetable, like
yeah.
pickled cauliflower, I like.
good. Yeah, okay.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anything in that
And,
assorted
and the
pickle thing.
little onions, the
Yeah,
little pickled
yeah,
onions,
yeah,
those are
yeah.
good.
Those are also
But
good.
yeah, eggs, I don't know, just eggs floating around pickle juice does nothing for me.
Well,
And it's even grosser when you're like
describe it like
when you're
that.
at the corner store and they got those little pouches of pickled
Oh, yeah,
eggs.
No. That's not hard.
Floated in the juice, little pouch.
Even
like,
drunk
ugh.
Chris, even
Ugh.
drunk Chris is like, I ain't fucking touching that shit.
That
And
is
I will
disgusting.
pretty much eat or drink anything at that point. Like if I'm drunk enough to like buy off the rack $5 movies,
Mm.
I look
Mm.
at those and I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
touching those eggs.
That is a great camcast. Yeah, what'd you buy? Like Bride Wars or some stupid
Oh, I can't remember. Can't remember.
Runaway Bride. Runaway Bride?
It wasn't Runaway Bride.
That's actually a decent movie.
Yeah, it was like one of those weird
27
rom-com
dresses. That was 27 dresses.
I knew it was wedding related.
Yeah. But like it was hit or miss because there was 27 dresses, right? Which was okay.
Yeah.
But then it was also who's that stupid Greenberg that Ben Stiller movie
Oh
where he
yeah.
played,
Oh,
like, a
that
really
was a bad movie.
yeah, right? So like 27 dresses, that's not bad. Like, you know,
Mhm,
like I'd
mhm.
watch it again because it's been forever since I've seen it.
Mhm.
But Greenberg, I'm like, nah, I don't want to.
Mm.
I didn't even finish it now that I think about it. Because I was like,
I'd be mad at Drunk Ken if Drunk Ken bought Greenberg.
Oh, there's been plenty of times where I've been mad at drunk Chris.
These 27 dresses, you could have picked up some girls along the way with that. Be like,
Oh yeah,
look at, I'm sensitive.
yeah.
Want to watch this?
Although I think if you tell them you're sensitive by showing some random movie, they're like, "Nah, you ain't
This is
sensitive."
creepy.
It's like
It's kind of creepy.
it's like when a guy says
Hey,
alpha
look at
males,
this.
right? If
27
you're telling me
dresses.
you're an alpha male, you're
Yeah.
not an alpha male.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
big
Also,
thing to say.
that doesn't make any sense. There's no such thing.
I'm a sensitive alpha male. I don't know how to take that.
Yeah. Well,
What?
Yeah, what?
what?
So today we are going to chat to Jared, our longtime Geek Panther friend here, and we're also going to watch and review and talk about Gattaca.
Jared's favorite movie.
One of my.
One of your favorite movies.
It was on the list of 5 that I gave to Chris.
Nice. Oh yeah, what were the other 4? I'm curious. I'm curious.
And
I would know,
if I
but
remember
you didn't tell
correctly-
me that either.
Yeah, no,
There's a good chance it's even changed if I were to give the list again.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, so one of my favorites is the best way to do it because, like, today I could tell you right now, oh, Winter Soldier's best Captain America movie, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
3 weeks from now, I might say something completely different. I probably won't. Right. Blade Runner, Alien, Army of Darkness, There Will Be Blood, and then Gattaca.
Nice.
It's
So
a very
that's
solid
top 5.
list. But of course,
we
we
did
cover
3 of them.
3 of those
Yeah,
We've done
movies.
3 of them.
We'll probably never do There Will Be Blood because
Yeah.
it's not a geeky movie.
But it is a fantastic film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We could do a 10-hour super stream and just review Daniel Day-Lewis all day long.
Actually, that hook might work.
Yeah, and you
How
couldn't do it
crazy-
too because he's only done like 5 movies.
How crazy is this method actor? And just see, right?
Yeah.
So what was the one? Was it The Pianist where he was in a wheelchair?
No, that was Adrian Brody.
Right, that's right.
He did.
But Daniel Day-Lewis did a movie where he was in a wheelchair and specifically stayed in character in a wheelchair, made people move him around.
Like, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
But
Fuck, that
imagine
was from
being the
90s.
people doing it
No,
and
that's-
just being
that-
like, this motherfucker.
That's
can
what I
walk.
mean. Like, that's exhausting.
Remains of a Day. Is that what it was?
Probably.
I think it's Remains of a Day. So, do you want to start the interview or start the movie or do both?
Yeah.
Not so much
Let's
today.
just do both.
Yeah.
Let's do
Let's do
both.
both. And next time we do something like this, we'll try to have a little bit more structure.
What are you
But,
talking about?
hey,
This
it's
is
the first time
super
affair for
structured.
us.
Keep it loose.
This is super
It's a
structured.
fair- first
Keep
time
it, keep it
affair for
loose.
us to
Yeah.
try something different.
That's what
and
I tell
exciting.
everybody too. Just keep it loose.
I generally keep it loose. I'm not
Keep-
even
keep
wearing
it
any
loose.
underwear. But anyway.
Yeah. Don't clench. Just keep it loose.
So I watched half this movie running, just to give you an idea
Mhm.
of
It's a weird vibe for a run.
you know what?
Until you get to the
was-
running scene,
Well,
and you're
yeah.
like, "I'm running with you, buddy."
Yeah, or
Running
the
with
swimming
you.
scenes,
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
idea, right?
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was one of the reasons why I actually had to stop because I was like, I can't, and I almost rewatched it because it, running. But I mean, I didn't miss anything.
Did you run during the Jude Law scenes? Ha, motherfucker, I got legs.
No, actually,
Speaking of guys that could walk that were in wheelchairs.
yeah. For some reason, I didn't do that. I don't know why I wasn't chirping.
I could walk up those
Hey,
stairs.
motherfucker, look at me.
What did he
run.
just drags himself up the stairs?
That part, I was like, that's so painful.
Yeah.
And to shoot that scene, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I hope they did it in one take. But you can clearly tell they didn't because of the
No.
way it was cut.
So
Still,
bruised from the staircase.
Like the whole
probably.
time, I was like, God damn your arms. Your arms must be just like, fuck.
I thought these were really cool opening credits.
Mhm.
And the music too that we can't
Okay,
play
so I'm
for
going to
obvious
say
reasons.
before we get too far into this movie's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool movie. But yes, this is just like the first vibe that you get, and immediately I'm like, okay, this is
I
a good
don't
fucking
think I
movie.
ever watched this.
I watched it once.
I
in high
remember
school.
I also saw it first in high school.
Watched
Yeah?
it once in high school. I
Yeah.
remember liking it, but I guarantee you, and I thought about this when I rewatched this, was that while I liked it, I did not get it. Right? Like I liked it. I thought it was a cool story,
Yeah.
but I didn't get it as much as, or like I didn't see the overlapping message.
Right.
It's one of those things where, and I've watched it. I mean, I watched it probably annually, but watching it again recently, it becomes more and more apparent how frightening our world is actually becoming, and how much closer we're getting to
I guess
this.
it's from '97. I'm just like, wow, they're pretty dead on with a lot of this.
Yeah,
It's like they nailed it.
Like if they would have had phones and people went like this, they would have really nailed it.
That was the one thing that they were missing. And then of course just the attire. But like what they said, it was like sometime in the near future, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, was it 10, 20 years? I'm saying it's 10, 20 years just based on their thought process for the technology. But yeah, like it's crazy when some of the shit gets right. Ugh, like Idiocracy.
Yeah.
That's the one where it's checking all the boxes right now. Fuck.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't watch this. I think maybe I started watching it once because we got the VHS in the store back in the day. I remember putting it out and everything, looking at it. But it came out like I think around the same time as Fifth Element and the 13th Floor that I like, and all those type of movies. And I don't think I ever watched this for some reason.
So in terms of sci-fi, it's a lot more grounded than a lot of the stuff that was coming out at the time.
Yeah. And as a kid, I mean, ground is the last thing you want to watch.
Yeah, you're not super interested in like a realistic.
Moving on fingerprints.
I was I can't remember how old I was, but I watched it like on Showcase, so it came on like late at night.
Yeah,
and so I watched it, and because it was on Showcase and it was late at night, I was like, I'm watching it, and I knew someone had to, and they were like, no, it's really good. I got to pay attention. But like the sci-fi you were saying, I agree. I like that low-level noir sci-fi that they are using here.
Yeah, at the heart of it, it's kind of also a detective film.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like a noirsy, almost heist-like film.
It's interesting that this and Blade Runner show up on my list of favorite movies, because this is kind of like a Blade Runner light.
Yeah.
So what I get from your list is you don't trust people.
Actually, I disagree. If the message he's getting from this is the same one I got from was, it's I just had it. It's not so much you don't trust anyone; it's going beyond your limits. The whole movie is about you're an invalid, which I thought was funny, or invalid.
Invalid, yeah.
Because invalid is different.
That's right.
Same idea.
There are a few things that are like terms that they just pronounce a little differently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's.
But so they've already put you in this box, and they said, okay, these are the things that you can do. This is your station in life. This is everything. And then here's this guy going, oh yeah, no. I just do push-ups and swim, and I've already exceeded my life.
Yeah, that's the best advice from this whole movie.
But
I want one of those.
And then with same with Blade Runner, it's about just living life, like going beyond your box. So I thought that was a pretty cool link.
It's like tears.
Or maybe Jared just doesn't trust anybody, which is entirely possible. I did start this off with a conspiracy theory, so there is that.
I'm actually very trusting.
I don't trust perfect people, but the uglies.
We
are one.
Normies. Oh yeah.
Those normies.
Those ones. I'm generally very trusting myself too. Like I'm it's almost to a fault.
Yeah.
Or just no, I still believe we're all inherently good. Like I know there's a few people out there that is just straight up evil.
Well, we're all born good.
But yeah. I think it's inherent though. I think inherently we're just good, period. And then things happen and things change and life can dull that, but generally for the most part we're good. People, not groups. Groups are evil.
People.
When they group together. Carlin said it. Like I said last Camcast. When people are fine, but when they're in groups, that's when they're scary.
That's so true.
In '97, I would have said, I want to find a woman that looks at me the way that doctor looks at him.
No kidding. But then the ending, when you find out why he's like looking at him so lovingly. And I had a feeling too, like I was just like, oh man. Oh, by the way, guys, there's probably going to be spoilers, but out of context spoilers, so good luck.
100%.
But yeah, so he's just saying like, oh, my boy is this way, and you're just like, oh, he's fucking rooting for him.
Yep.
He's like, you did it. You broke the system. And it's awesome because like now you look back and it's like he knew from the beginning.
Yeah, that picture didn't even look like Jude Law to me. When it popped up, it was like,
They did a good job of making it look very much in between Ethan Hawke and Jude Law.
But I also love how it plays on because you're already in that box. Then it does none of this other shit.
She looked
matters.
more like what's
you're
that?
already here, so it doesn't matter what else. You don't have to even really look at it. You kind of look the same, but who gives a shit?
It's like, I mean, the haircut's there.
Yeah,
that's good now.
Well, you're also white.
Yeah,
middling attractive. Good for you.
It looked more like that Jonathan Rhys Meyers guy.
Oh yeah.
I was like, he's in this.
So is this? Am I correct in thinking this is the film that Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman met on?
Yeah.
That gave us Maya Hawke?
Yeah, this is the movie that named Maya.
Odd way to make it sound.
But that is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you think she ever watches this movie and just
I'm sure that doesn't happen.
I wonder which scene.
It's the perfect time to segue into our first question.
Is it?
What got you into comics, Jared?
That's a weird segue.
I know. There are probably going to be a lot more.
It was like what got you into Stranger Things or something. I haven't seen. That's a segue.
I think it's the best time to ask that question. So,
you just want that? Okay. Yeah, sure.
So that was I kind of made it to comics in a roundabout way.
Okay.
So, like, I grew up in a very rural, small community.
Okay.
And we didn't.
Where did you grow up? Now I'm
in Dorian. Like,
yeah.
I
went to Bible camps there.
Nice. So did I.
Of course you did.
But it was different for me because like for people from town, it was like, you come to camp, you go home.
You're like, this is my backyard.
And I'm like, I biked 2 kilometers to get here, and now I'm gonna go home.
I ain't eating that shit that you're serving. I'm going home to my mom, and maybe I'll see grandma.
But so like I had access to very limited comic books through like the magazine stand at the gas station.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to like Hill City or anything when we came to town because I didn't even know it existed. But when I was in my late teens, through Batman Arkham Asylum, the video game,
oh wow!
I went and I found the Grant Morrison Arkham Asylum graphic novel.
What a great way to be led into comics!
And that was like, I was immediately hooked. I had no idea that's what they could be. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life.
Talk about hitting the ground running.
And it was like, I'm in.
Right to Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
But not just Grant Morrison, but that book itself.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not just the writing, it's also the art, too.
That's what Dave McLean? Is that who did the art on that?
If I remember correctly.
That's sketchy, almost like Syncopation.
Yeah, exactly.
But everything's so like psychedelic and
twisted, trippy.
And I'm like, all right, so
like, as it should be.
So I'd seen 80s and 90s Batman comics, but I had not seen anything like that.
Right,
before.
that is
and
crazy.
It was so much more exciting and thrilling. So that was what just like grabbed hold of me. And
I love that it's like playing Arkham Asylum, which is an awesome game. By the way, Casey Jones, represent!
Yeah!
I thought LAS Coteas, I was like, oh, fuck! Awesome! Anyway, so that game is awesome, Arkham Asylum. And then to go from there, like, it's kind of like I was saying with drums, where I would listen to one drummer and go, oh, what drummer influenced him? I'm going to listen to that drummer.
Yeah. Adrian didn't even know you played drums.
Oh, wow! Well, I mean, it's...
Which is weird, because I said something like that you learned by listening to Rush and stuff. And she was like, he plays drums? Like, yeah,
I guess
you played drums for quite a while.
I'm still playing it right now.
You still, but like
this very
live.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Right now, I'm drumming right now.
Yeah. In my head, we're talking about it. I'm like, there's a couple of riffs I'm trying to wrap my head around. It's not as easy as it appears to be. But all jokes aside, but yeah, same idea. Or even just consuming everything by a writer, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I was like that for a long time.
I get Bendis.
I find that one writer and just.
Well, I think a lot of us. I do it with Grant Morrison. I've read a lot of Grant Morrison's shit just because I liked a lot of his.
Well, yeah, because I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was growing up and I bought comics, most of the time I was just looking at the pictures. As a kid, rarely did we read the comics. We were just whoa.
Yeah.
You know.
So like I didn't. You didn't really know what you were digesting.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Arkham sounds such a good game.
And it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, well, so the graphic novel must be like the game. Not even close. Not even close.
Oh, yeah, no, not even close. Well, the closeness is, yes, Joker's in it. Yeah. Batman's in it.
Yeah.
They do hang out in Arkham throughout one whole night. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Killer Croc is in it, too. That's right.
Yeah.
That's about it, yeah.
But yeah. It was like just mind blowing.
So right out of the gates, you get like cross-dressing Joker. That's fucking hilarious.
And I was in like, I'm like, okay, show me more of this.
Yeah.
So where did you go from there? So you read that, and then what? You just kept going with the Batman books for?
Yeah, which is why I think to this day Batman is like my most collected comic book.
Yeah.
We can't go
But
wrong.
from there, I went to Long Halloween and kept going with the Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, that's like Dark Victory and
just masterful stuff.
just like some top tier.
But even
Right.
Marvel stuff though.
Yeah, the color books.
Or even Superman for All Seasons. Like, man, some of these books are like.
I'll have to get like a recommended reading list from you guys for sure.
Oh yeah.
Some of these books are on my list of like all-time.
So,
like
after,
Superman for All Seasons.
Yeah.
Is one of my
after
all-time
they wrapped up, was Superman for All Seasons after the Marvel or before they like? I think it went back to DC, right?
I don't know. I want to say yes. I want to say you're right.
Yeah, because they went to Marvel for a while and they did
Was it
the color books they called
Daredevil Yellow,
Yellow, Spider-Man Blue,
Hulk Gray. Was there anything else?
Blue Gray. I think it's just the 4.
Which all awesome, by the way. All awesome. Yeah. I think you're right. I think they went to Marvel and then went back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so
So
Long Halloween.
Yep.
And
so
those books
went through that, which again,
what
awesome.
a great lead-in. Jesus.
And from there, things got a little weird. So I went to like still Batman, but I found the huge like Nightfall trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, so okay, so
that's not weird.
Well, it is pretty weird in the sense that it's like just where it goes as a Batman story.
Oh well, yeah, no, and at the time that was
plus you're touching on the monthly books now with that, right?
Yeah.
Like before it was all contained miniseries, and now like you're
I have
the
this
chunk of the monthly.
It's like this thing.
Yeah.
And you're right in the middle.
You're right in the middle of it all.
Yeah, and then there's the whole Azrael arc in the middle, leading up to the end.
Yeah.
And by that point, I had the collected volumes of stuff from the New 52 with Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, like
it was such a good book.
It was so good.
It was
so good.
Yeah, like Court of Owls through to Death of the Family.
Yeah,
was some of the coolest Batman stuff that I've ever read.
The most horrifying Joker ever.
Yeah, that was. I wasn't as big a fan of Death of the Family as I was with Court of Owls. I was like, holy shit!
Like they invented.
Holy shit!
It never happens, but they invented probably the most successful Batman. I don't even know that you can call him a villain, but it's a whole villain organization. That
it's
an
like entire mythology, right?
Yeah, they just dummied Batman. They made him like, here's this guy who's the world's greatest detective, knows everything that's going on in Gotham City, but this has been happening under his nose.
Yeah,
and for a century before that.
Yeah, Snyder's a genius for that kind of stuff.
And even just his inner dialogue is saying, like, in my city, this has been going on in my city the entire time. I was like, fuck. And then of course the spin around.
My god.
Oh, the spin.
Yeah.
When you gotta twist the book.
You have to experience that with an actual comic.
Absolutely.
You cannot do that.
The first time I experienced it was digitally.
Not me.
And I was like turning, I was like, what the hell's going on here? So I took off the auto flip thing, and I just kind of spun it like this, and
genius.
I've read it physically since then.
Yeah. Oh no, I couldn't get over. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking cool. Oh, so great. And like Capullo, I was familiar with his stuff from Spawn, but I was never a big Spawn guy. So, I liked his art, but I was always like, it's obviously Todd McFarlane-esque because it had to be. Image was famous for that.
Right.
Like hell, Wildstorm was all Jim Lee.
Yeah, it was all
every single one.
You had your group of Liefelds, your group of Lees,
right.
your group of McFarlanes,
and that was
only one Larson.
Yeah,
only one Larson.
Jim Valentino, same thing. Only one Valentino.
Yeah, only Valentino. Yeah.
But anyway, so I was like, okay, and Snyder was coming off his run with Dick Grayson as Batman, which I loved.
Yeah.
Black Glove, so good.
Mm-hmm.
But that Jock art was also awesome. That really helped sell it too.
His stuff is so just unhinged.
Oh, I love Jock.
But even also Franco Mariavelli or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Francavilla.
Yeah. He American Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
So him and Snyder always worked together before, but his art was also really good to and a compliment to that book. But anyway, yeah. So getting back to you, sorry, comics, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So you're doing all the Batman. Did you start to like go off to other characters and other series?
So that didn't really happen for me until New 52 had ended and Rebirth started up.
Okay. Yeah.
And by that point, I'd become friendly with like Rob at Hill City. And I've been, going in there once a week to see what's new.
I remember those days.
Yeah, pick stuff up. And
the Rob days.
And I think my friend James was working at the comic book store at the time too. So he would always be like, hey, this is coming out. You should check this out. He would like help me come up with a good pull list. So then, yeah, it started with like Rebirth. I would get Batman, Detective, Harley, Nightwing.
Detective was really good. I really liked Detective.
Yeah,
52 Detective was good.
It still is really, really like on point.
I haven't read any of the Ram V stuff. I'm waiting till he's finished, and then I'm gonna.
read that Ram V stuff and the artist that's working with him. I forget the artist's name. I think it's that Raphael Albuquerque or whatever.
I mean, Detective Comics currently, I would buy for the cover art alone.
The cover art is gorgeous.
They're so beautiful.
It's art. It's like
every single one of them.
Like I just want to frame those on
every week, or every whatever month I guess they come out. I'm constantly surprised by how just gorgeous they are, and I keep waiting for it to end, and it hasn't yet.
Yeah, no, it's it's such a huge story, and it's multi-layered that I'm like, I want to now at this point because they're so close to the finish.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? I'll wait.
Just dive right in,
and then just dive right in.
Yeah.
But it's bonkers. It's bonkers.
I absolutely love it.
Nice.
So it's just become. I mean, Batman was always one of those things that I was obsessed with, and my parents would tell you that as a child, not really understanding that there's this whole comic book world about it because I grew up with like the Michael Keaton movie, and Val Kilmer, George Clooney.
That's a great start.
And even like the campier ones. So they would show me like my mom didn't want me watching the darker stuff, so it was always Adam West and Burt Woods.
That's a wicked trade-off, though. Like she didn't completely say no Batman. She just went, not that version.
You can have this Batman.
This version of Batman you can have.
Yeah, this one right here.
No.
Where he fights a shark.
That's very similar for us too, though. Like grew up like 1989. Batman came out. We saw it in the theater, and then of course at the same time watching the YTV, watching the Batman show too.
I didn't get to see Batman in theater. My parents saw
I thought you did.
No, I saw Returns in theater, but no, my parents thought Batman was going to be too violent. So I think my dad went and watched it, and he bought the VHS when it came out and let me watch it on the VHS.
Okay.
Yeah, but no Returns. Meanwhile, it's Returns that I probably shouldn't have seen because that movie's dark.
Well, they both are. To be fair, they both
are, but I mean, Dan DeVito biting noses off.
Right. I mean,
it's freaky as fuck.
Yeah. No, that is pretty rough.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit more sexual overtones in that one as well. So I was okay. But then again, to be fair, you were also a little bit older. So
yeah, it would have been what 92, right? 93. 92.
Yeah, 92.
Returns. So I'd be 10.
For the most part, I feel like I was the prime age for the animated series when I was hitting it straight.
Yeah, which means you prime age for the best Batman movie ever.
It truly is. I'm super jealous of your poster. I see it in every Camcast. I'm like, God damn, I love that.
Oh man, I remember when that came out. Like, I wish I saw that in the theater, but I had to wait and rent it. And I might have said this story in the Camcast before, but it was a 2-for-1, like 2 movies on Saturday night. It was The Fugitive and it was Batman, and like that one there. And I just I couldn't wait. I was pumped to see The Fugitive, but I couldn't wait to see this Batman movie. And I was just like, oh my god, it's so awesome. He fucking got bloody in it.
Yeah.
Got
beat with salami.
We have to do that. That's right too. Yeah.
It's incredible that we've never done a Camcast for that.
No, I know. We should do that one in
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. I was just going to say that.
Sub-Zero was really good.
Actually, we could do all 3 because
Return the Batwoman?
Yeah, I watched a bit of that one.
Yeah. And then we could touch on Return the Joker too. Batman Beyond.
Yeah, we could because that was also awesome.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond in general, awesome.
Oh, I love Batman Beyond.
Oh, it's so good.
They taught me how to dance. I'm doing it right.
Yeah, you're definitely doing it.
I feel like DC animation has always just been killing it.
Oh yeah.
Even now. you look at the animated movies they're putting out, and they're just giving us everything that we want. It's so good.
Yeah, if you're not getting it in live action, you're going to get animated.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't know why Marvel stopped there, and they've doing animated movies for a bit. They should have kept going with that too.
You know what I think it was? Was it they weren't that good, and so people just didn't bother. So they were like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, but they weren't that good.
But to be fair,
they could be
how much
good.
money they were making in their movies, though.
Yeah,
The trade-off.
Yeah, exactly.
The trade-off is quite nice.
Yeah. They don't need the animated game.
Yeah.
That was a nice surprise.
Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah.
Good old Tony Shalhoub.
Dude, the cast in general, I was like, this is nuts, the cast. And then like the concept too, like now he's like buying other people's blood and DNA shit just so he can
just wild
fake. Like it was just nuts. And then I was like, well, it makes sense that there would be a market for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in this world, absolutely.
Exactly.
Saw him open the book with the blood and like, got vampires going on here.
Yeah.
Drink this, live forever.
It's the Blade reboot movie that's never coming out.
Yeah,
we're never seeing that movie.
So yeah, what's the deal with that? It's just been shelved forever.
No, the second director has now pulled out, and that's the latest word.
I thought I had heard that like Mahershala Ali had pulled away from it or something. But
no, he is still as of right now still attached, but he's I think he's pretty much done.
It was 2 months to shooting, and Ellie hated the script, so they went back to rewriting. She went to the director job. But I read this. I was just reading about this today.
Okay.
In 2022, it was reported that Ellie was unhappy with the script for Blade, which at the time was reportedly roughly 90 pages and contained 2 very lackluster action sequences.
Okay.
Last year, Variety reported that the script has since morphed into a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons, with Blade relegated to the 4th lead.
Okay.
So
the Blade movie was going to be not a Blade movie?
Yeah. Sounds like it went woke.
Oh.
But what? Okay.
Yeah, but what? Blade the 4th lead in his own movie?
That doesn't make sense to me.
No, that doesn't make sense. And also, it's weird that that Ellie there would be like, no, this is a shit script.
Yeah.
And then be okay with that. Like, so I don't know. I don't
buy it.
You know what I'm thinking is they just introduced his daughter in the comics, Bloodline or whatever her name is. I guarantee you it's going to be he's the father.
Yeah, but even then, like, that's still, he's got to be at least 70% of this movie. The other 30 is like tipping.
Well, he's going to be in his 50s by the time they actually shoot.
Right.
It's no, he's going to drop out.
Oh, he's got to drop out. You might as well just hire back Wesley Snipes at this point.
Yeah, he'd do it.
Yeah, he actually still looks pretty good, too.
Yeah, well, yeah. What were you going to say?
I don't remember.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
We threw him off with the Wesley Snipes looks good talk.
No, it's okay. It's just
Wesley.
I think it is an issue. Like if you're going to get Mahershala, but he's getting so much older.
Yeah.
Well, you go through all this BS to hire an Academy Award-winning actor
who's done nothing since.
He's been waiting for Blade.
So I mean, like that's the other part too. Is so at some point he's going to go, I have to fucking do something.
I've turned down like 3 projects.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign up with DC.
And if you get Wesley Snipes, you just have to make sure he pays his taxes.
Right, exactly.
That's not my concern. It really isn't.
I'd love to see him show up in Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
The rumors surrounding this movie are crazy.
Man. I just like who's going to show up in the Fox movies.
It'll be interesting. It'll be definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope it does well.
I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will too, but it does still have a gross
I
budget.
hope Daredevil and Elektra are in it. I hope Deadpool sings Evanescence while they're around.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Like,
that would be 100% awesome.
We'll get Matt Damon or Ben Affleck in the red leather suit.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Fuck. Well, no, that's interesting though. I miss those old spinner racks. Sometimes I think, you know what? I should get a spinner rack for my room.
Spinner racks were
just have some comics on it.
It was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I love spinner racks. I always watch like Rob Liefeld's videos on Instagram too because they're fucking entertaining as hell because he's so cracked out on them.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know he was.
Oh yeah, his videos are insane. Like he's just tripping the whole time.
Oh wow.
But he's got a spinner rack behind him. He's always spinning and showing books and stuff off. And I'm like, I want to spin.
It is such a really cool aesthetic though. I love it. It's like it's one of the reasons why I like going to the theater, because the whole
thing
pageantry of it
kind of brings you back to childhood, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah. This is mess. Make his legs longer.
Yeah.
Just the limb extension surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the car that he says did it? Like a 99 Chrysler LeBaron?
Yeah. Which I think it's 97.
Well, the movie came out in 97, but he says the car was 99 because that's way in the past from whenever this movie is.
Fucking hilarious. I do like the little things, right? Like like you forget that he's supposed to be right-handed.
Yes.
So now when they mention it, I was like, oh, now I have to rewatch the movie to see how often he used his left hand instead of his right.
Yeah, this is a good movie.
Man, Jude Law is so good in this.
So good. This has got to be like one of his first big roles.
I think it's the first movie I ever saw him in.
Probably for both.
No, Ethan Hawke was around since he was a kid.
He was a child actor.
Yeah, he's a Disney kid. But Jude Law kind of just popped up on the scene in the late 90s.
Never went away.
Look at him. So dreamy.
Right? It's them eyes.
So aside from Batman style Superman or superhero comics, do you gravitate towards anything else, or is it just that style?
So I also found a lot of like Image titles that I was getting into.
Okay.
So there's one called Black Science from a few years back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what got him. Like that's what's got his foot in the door.
Yeah, and
he had a run of like all kinds of titles at Image.
It's awesome. And then even now, so Image has that like Ghost Machine like subsidiary going on.
John's run.
So cool.
I haven't read any of them yet.
Yeah, so there are 2 books out with the Rook Exodus.
Rook looks pretty cool.
Man, it's awesome.
Yeah, I checked out the first couple issues of Geiger.
I was gonna say Geiger was the other one too.
Beautiful art. I mean, the artist he's working with.
And Redcoat didn't really grab my interest all that much, but
just the look and the story.
Yeah, looked kind of cool, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, Geiger looks awesome, but Rook is so freaking. Yeah, like they're on a dying planet. Basically, the world engine that's driving the place has expired, and everything that they built, it's like a manufactured sci-fi world, so everything that they built is turning off, and it's causing all these predatory animals to become irradiated and grow way out of proportion, and they have to escape.
That's intense.
It's so cool.
That sounds awesome.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's so
that sounds really awesome.
Yeah, there's that one, and then like a noir detective story I'm reading from Image as well, The Six Fingers and the One Hand.
Okay.
They're 2 separate stories written by 2 separate teams that coincide with one another.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
And then they come out alternating weeks. So you get The One Hand, which is the detective's point of view, and then The Six Fingers is the killer's perspective.
Whoa!
And it's telling you the same events
by different teams. Wow.
Yeah. That's the coordination.
How have I never heard of that?
Yeah, and they're almost done.
All my comics,
yeah,
especially
Image.
Are.
So these are running 5 issues each, and I think 4 came out last week. So I think they're wrapping pretty soon.
Nice. So do they go like issue 1 and then issue 1 from the different perspective?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's right cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Bree Mary. Hello, Bree Mary. She says, why The Last Man was good. Why The Last Man is my favorite comic book of all time.
I read that one little bit that I borrowed from you. And
it is so good.
So she read it. That's my wife.
Is that your wife?
Yeah. As soon as I heard the name, I was like, oh,
great taste.
She's read it.
Have you read it yet?
I haven't read it.
Get on that, man. It's so good.
Also,
I read the first
when we met, I think she's a big fan of iZombie as well.
Oh, yeah. Nice. The TV show was good, too.
Yeah, I didn't check out either.
No?
No.
Well, iZombie was Mike Allred, so of course I'm going to look at it.
Oh, fuck. I should have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Why the Last Man is so freaking good. I wish the TV show would have been better.
I think we watched a couple episodes of the TV show. And
I forgot that they even made the TV show.
And it got canceled.
Well,
like,
I mean,
you finally made it a show, and this is what you do to it. Oh,
it was that bad?
It's heartbroken. Oh yeah, I only watched one episode.
Ooh.
I was like, nope. I'll just reread my comics. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, that's what you do. Yeah, Brian K. Vaughan. He's another one of the writers where I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it was because of that.
Yeah, because wasn't it Runaways as well?
Yeah, Runaways, Ex Machina.
Ex Machina, that's right. Yeah.
Saga.
Oh, Saga's so good.
Yeah.
Saga's another one. I read the first trade and then I just stopped. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a Brian K. Vaughan kind of guy.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I like his concepts though. Like the story ideas are great. Like Ex Machina, I thought was really cool. That's the one where like he was the superhero,
and the
machine,
mayor,
and then he became the mayor.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it started to come
really
back
good
at him.
world building.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't really care for the art though. Tony Harris, he's a good cover artist.
Pretty good, but
good cover artist. But I don't know. I almost found interiors to be a little tiring.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Sometimes, like when you're too detailed, it's too much on the interiors.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Not everyone's George Perez, where it just works.
Oh, George Perez. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Effective world building is hard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
very hard.
I'm in awe of it. Like every time, like I think about like it's so funny to me anyway. I think about how awesome like we read these comic books, but like how crazy it is that they've been world building some of them for like 80 years.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a generation of kids that grew up entirely with Superman, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But then they're gonna die. But Superman is gonna live on in some shape.
Exactly.
So he's gonna outlive.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's just fucking paper with ink in it. You know,
it's crazy.
And here it is, and it's like affecting people in ways. It's crazy. It's so crazy to me, and that's like. You're right. Like all they did was like planet was dying, alien baby went to Earth because of that superhero.
Very
like
simple little thing, but now it's had like a million fingers in the pot.
It's a mythology.
It's a huge thing now.
Kryptonian lore is its own separate thing on top of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like the language Kryptonian people, there's actually people that speak it simply because it's like Star Trek, same thing. Klingons, they speak the language simply because they're like, no, I want more of that. It's fucking just...
Which is awesome. It's amazing that that's available.
Oh,
and that we've reached a point where that's just something you can do.
That's nuts, right? Yeah. I mean, you can... I think anyone can write a story if they really want to.
Yeah, I think so too.
It takes someone special to build a universe.
That's right.
But to create a language, holy crap, you're like on another
look at
level.
Tolkien did
I was just going to say
several times. It's different languages.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whole dialects.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. It's not just language; it's language with dialects. And you're like, "Fuck you."
And when you watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, they're speaking the proper language in the correct dialect.
It's mind-boggling.
Just to be able to be consistent in that regard.
Oh yeah, no, it's
yeah. The show is not good. Your wife agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad show.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it happens. You know. Well, was it?
He's got shitty luck with that happening. Though. Paper Girls is another one of his books. Became a show, got canceled.
But it's one of those things where Image, for me now, has become. It's like, all right, what new books do they have coming out? I should probably pick up at least issue 1 for when they make the show and everything goes crazy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's almost where I'm at. Like,
if
it sounds semi-cool, I'm probably gonna grab the first issue.
Just buy it.
That happened to me with, and it was around. It's Christmas themed, so it was around Christmas time. They have a book out called The Deviant. That'll be wrapping soon.
Yeah,
and it's like
that's another one of my favorite writers, James Tynion.
Mm-hmm.
Tynion is good.
Like I love horror, right?
And that's exactly what it is. So it's like effectively a mall Santa that's a child killer.
Oh, lovely!
It's very, very dark.
I like that this designation is child killer, though. They make that specific.
Yeah, only children.
But it's just killing them.
Well, I don't want to. You know,
that's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to take it too far.
I don't want to. Well, it's called Deviant.
Yeah.
I mean,
gotta give it away.
It's gonna go places.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things where I got the first issue, and I didn't expect to be as gripped by it as I was.
Yeah.
Love that feeling.
Yeah. So now I'm along for the ride.
That's such a good feeling, eh?
I love it
When you're like, this looks cool. Check it out, and you read, and you're just like, I might have found my new favorite thing.
I want to read everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're like, there's what, 30 days? This is gonna be the longest fucking month.
It's the worst. Yeah, that's the worst thing I've ever done with my life.
About
Is starting
monthly?
buying single issue comics.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there's something about a floppy that
Yeah.
man. Trades don't do that for me.
I like trades.
I like reading
but I
trades.
agree. It's
But like,
it does definitely bring you
physical
back to
floppy copy.
especially when you just like you have a
Yeah.
stack for that
Yeah.
month where you're just like checking in on each one of your favorites.
Yeah, mine is currently sitting on the kitchen counter. I will clean it up. I'm sorry.
You were in a rush to get.
I'm waiting for the comment that comes from that.
But yeah, because I got into it with trades, I have a pretty decent collection of all these trade paperbacks that I kind of just use to lend out to people that I want to like. Hey, if you're looking at getting into
That's
stuff,
cool.
Yeah,
here,
that's a
check
good
this
idea.
out.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and the stuff that is really important to me, I'll like look on eBay or whatever, find things online where I can get the original books
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
to have in my collection, and those just kind of sit there and
Mhm.
I just hoard them and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the idea.
I
I also
hear
like hardcovers.
See,
I'm a big fan of
four
hardcovers.
boxes
Yeah.
to read.
Yeah,
I gotta read all 4 short boxes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I need time.
I've been buying so much of the Black Label stuff, and they're magazine sized.
Yeah.
It was making me crazy because I didn't have boxes that I could put them in.
Yeah. Check that out there, man. I bought that off Amazon. It's like a comic right on the floor there, but it's magazine size.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah, it's awesome.
I got
There's so many magazine size comics.
I got Rob at Hill City to order from his distributor. They're doing like corrugated plastic long boxes now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So he brought in a bunch of the magazine size ones.
Good.
Oh nice.
So I got 2 of those, which will hold me over for a little while until
For now.
they'll get full, and then I'll have to give them.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
Bastards. I've been holding off until the hardcovers come up for Black Label books. Because then I can put them on my bookshelf.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I have to agree. Like I do like the hardcovers. It's nice.
Oh yeah.
It's very nice to
Yeah.
have that.
Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Did you read that one?
I didn't read that one.
Oh, it's so
Yeah, that's on
That
my
is
that's on my list.
so good.
But also, what is it? Aquaman Andromeda.
Yeah.
That is on my list too because
Yeah,
it looks
that sounds
intense.
really cool. That one.
The art looks incredible.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Do you read Mauritanian stuff, or just Deviant was kind of your first shot at
I
it?
think that might have been the first
Yeah?
real one that I got.
Something is
into.
Killing the Children. I highly recommend.
That's
it.
one that I've been looking at.
Highly
and
recommend it.
I'm late to the party on it for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, don't even try for singles on that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like the number 1 is the biggest indie book since Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like $700 now for number
I've
1.
only read his superhero stuff, like his Batman and Nightwing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what it
I
was?
guess I've read his Nightwing.
Yeah, like I didn't read his superhero stuff, but he did Justice League Dark, and I picked that
Oh
up.
wow.
And it was such an awesome blend of superhero and horror. So when he started doing like just horror books,
That's like with Constantine and
yeah,
Yeah.
and Zatanna, and I think Wonder Woman was in his run too.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing. Yeah, that was a cool book.
Swamp Thing was one of the no Swamp Thing I didn't pick up on the New 52. Animal Man I picked up in
Animal Man, yeah,
too. I remember that was fucked.
that was messed. I read the first issue and it wasn't for me.
I did not expect horror comic,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Whoa, okay, all right."
Speaking of horror comic, that new Plastic Man,
Yeah, what the fuck?
David Cronenberg doing Plastic Man.
What?
Yeah,
It's like a body horror book about Plastic Man.
weird.
yeah, they're like gonna kill him.
Yeah, like he's
Make him
rotting
solid.
away. Yeah,
Like I don't know. I mean,
make him solid.
no,
He's gonna get stuck in a shape.
I think I read that's how they were gonna kill him. But anyway,
Curse to spend the rest of your life as a triangle.
You keep making that face, it'll stay that way.
yeah, no kidding, and then it actually does. I don't know. I think it's a cool way to bring Plastic Man back into like regular consciousness because he has been popping up more lately.
Someone recommended that one to me. Forgot to tell you, Jared laughed aloud.
Thanks.
Well, now you guys are
Yeah.
doing.
Thanks for telling me.
Oh,
now.
one I read years ago was called Nail Biter. That's a
Yeah.
fantastic
It
book.
really is.
Nail Biter,
Yeah.
so good and creepy.
Yeah.
Revival came out around the same time too. That's also really good.
Okay. That one I'm not familiar with. But Nailbiter, I remember.
Nailbiter was creepy.
Yeah, I never really got into horror comics.
But I think the Nailbiter was one where I think I was buying it and she was also reading it.
Yeah.
And I saw it on the shelf at Hill City where he's like holding somebody else's hand and chewing the nails on it. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But I need that.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember just being a, what?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I don't know what that is, but I need that.
Holy shit. That's what I love. I love about comic books and like the geek stuff that we're into when you just feel it and you're just like, no, I want to know more of that.
Yeah.
And it's just now that's a part of my life now. That's great. I love that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they around Free Comic Book Day. I don't remember what publisher put it out, but there's like a D&D Ravenloft one shot.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, so you made this like just for me and people like me. All right. Thank you.
And free. I much.
It wasn't free.
That
one wasn't free.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, I mean, the free stuff gets you in the door anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the door already.
Well, yeah, you're already there. You got a pull list. It's all cut and dry.
Yeah, once you got the pull list, you're hooked. You're done. I've tried to escape many times.
I've been pull list free for a while now.
Yeah, you just stopped showing up.
That's right.
And he finally stopped asking me, "Hey, when's Chris coming?"
That's hard.
No, I told him.
Oh, it was before you told him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't seen Chris in a long time.
I told him, I literally called him. It was just like, yeah, money's tight at this point, blah, blah, blah. Because, like, that's when we had just moved in together.
Oh, okay.
Like in Georgina.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in the townhouse. That's when so it was right then. That's when it was serious.
Oh.
Had to be a man, grow up and shit. In my Superman t-shirt at the time.
Oh, yeah.
104. I still have them, too.
Now, many years later, she can't escape. I'm buying toys again.
Well, that's like I said. I said last night, like all jokes aside, but you're the one who went and had a kid with me. So like, really,
that's the first official announcement on here.
Oh yeah, shit! I probably shouldn't have done that.
Woo! You did it. You did it.
Anyway, so let's breeze past it like it did.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, so
it was a dog.
She stuck with me. She stuck with me. Is the whole point.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a dog. Yeah,
they got a dog. Yeah, they had a kid named Titan.
Well, he is a big kid.
Fur babies count.
Yep, fur babies count.
Even though I don't like that name, they do count.
They do count.
Yeah.
I don't really like it either. I don't know why I said it.
You know what? You were trying it out. You were trying it out. It felt wrong, and you're saying, "Okay,
Bree says it all the time.
Yeah,
babies,
and it's just in my consciousness.
Yeah. Our neighbors, I think, say fur babies. But if you like it, you like it.
We have a big dog and 4 cats.
Full on zoo.
The dog.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's also a terrarium with a bearded dragon.
Oh,
and
nice.
And 2 aquariums.
Nice.
Yes. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
The morning feeding routine is pretty involved.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because, like, even for me, it's just water, food, let them out while I'm doing my in and around my stuff. So I couldn't imagine. Well, I mean, obviously, I can't imagine. You could just make it work. But that's so it's food for all the animals, floor animals. Then it's bearded dragon. Then it's the 2 aquariums.
Yeah, you got time to eat yourself, or that's
unless you're not a breakfast person. Because some people are.
I'm usually up pretty early. So yeah, it's get up, Rocket. That's the dog. He goes outside, and then I have to feed 1 cat separately because if I don't, he'll eat all the other cats' food.
Of course,
So he's in his own room, and then the other 3 get it, and then it's the aquariums, then the bearded dragon because they are still very young and they take the most time.
Oh, okay.
Then Rocket comes back inside. He eats. Then it's off to work.
And you're still at the Power Center, right?
I am, yeah.
Nice. That's been what, like 5-6 years?
6, I think. Yeah. Close to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Still having fun.
No, if you're having fun, that's all that matters.
All that matters. Yeah. Speaking of having fun, aside from comic-based media, what other, sci-fi, I guess, what other movies, TV do you like? Or what genres, I guess, would be the question.
So
you could ask questions too, by the way.
You got a voice of an angel.
I hate you. You fucking pop out at this point.
It's so soothing.
I do not have close.
I was just watching this.
You've got a richer baritone.
I was just watching this running scene and imagine you sweating along with them.
Yeah, well, running at the same time. Until
Did you call that guy was his brother? I called it like pretty early.
No, I felt like an asshole.
Yeah, I called it. I think I called it pretty early.
Towards the end, that's when I was like, "Oh, he's his fucking brother. You fucking idiot." The second he made any sort of inkling towards him, you should have seen that. I was bitter.
I was bitter.
You felt like he'd been wronged somehow.
Well, no, because they telegraphed it big time.
Oh yeah.
The whole story is about him beating his brother. So of course it's his brother.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. So it's not like it wasn't like Kaiser Soze, where at the end of the movie then you're like, holy shit.
Yes.
It wasn't like that.
Right, a huge turn at the end.
Yeah, this one was like they basically went, that's his brother.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that, you're dumb.
And you're like,
I don't really feel like that's how you should take that.
I'm dumb.
I was like, I'm dumb. Maybe I'm just defeating myself all the time. Anyway.
So other media.
Yeah, other media genres.
Yeah.
I'll pull up the questions. I'll hit.
No. I'll do it all. I'll do it
I can
all.
hit the next one for you. I want you. I'm gonna watch. Yeah. Let me see what you got here next. You're jumping questions. How am I supposed to know where you're going here? Okay, I got it.
You got it?
I got your question.
I'm a big fan of a lot of sci-fi and a ton of fantasy, which is, I guess, very in line with everything else in my life.
Yeah. What'd you think of the most recent Dungeons and Dragons movie?
I thought it was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. That's so great to hear.
Oh, yeah.
So as a film itself, I don't think we have to look for Academy Award winning performances in a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
No.
I think it just has to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that should be enough.
Yeah. And they nailed it. They nailed it.
It's fun from start to finish.
They got the taste of the Marlon Wayans movie out of my mouth.
I didn't even watch that one.
Oh, really?
It felt to me like I always want my D&D sessions to feel.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, there are some stakes, like some real danger, but mostly we're being silly. And we can laugh at ourselves and play fun characters and just have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
We were talking about trying D&D.
I was just going to say, like, it's crazy that you actually do the D&D, because in our Masters of the Universe group chat, we've been talking about doing Dungeons and Dragons for years now.
Yeah.
So I haven't for some time, but I would really like to get back into it. Just what happened was the friends that we played with moved away. And we haven't been outgoing enough to form a new group. I mean, there was a global pandemic. Let's not gloss over that.
Was there?
Where they're like, hey, stay in your house. Don't interact with other people. Just hide from everybody. And maybe you'll live.
Yeah, maybe you'll live. Maybe you'll live. Joke's on them. We should have died.
Spider got in here.
It's like the fucking quarantine episode. It's Always Sunny.
Oh my god!
Frank is just he wants to be pure.
He's just like sliding on the floor, covered in sanitizer,
and completely hairless. Like, oh my god! I only bring that up too because it reminds me of my favorite scene when they do the dance move. It's like they're so sincere. He's just like, that's a really cool dance move. He's like, really? Yeah, I really like it. Oh man, I've been working on it. And it's like, oh no, you've been contaminated. Don't tell Frank. And they have that hook up for the beer in the helmet. I think that is genius.
Oh,
fuck, I love that show.
It's one of the greatest shows. I think it's still on TV somehow. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like South Park too. I finally watched Welcome to the Paniverse or Enter the Paniverse.
I haven't watched that one yet.
It's so funny.
Oh,
man,
where Carmen dreams that they were all replaced by diverse women, and that Bob Iger's out to get, or Kathleen Kennedy's out to get them.
So South Park is a show that, like, I'm told continually I need to watch, and until recently I hadn't really seen much more than a few episodes. But I watched that like Ozempic special. Oh my god.
I love how they do a really good job of skewering both sides.
They do.
Well, that's what I'm getting from it. Is like nobody is safe.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like with Sunny. Same thing.
Yeah, no one's safe.
Yeah, no one's safe. They'll fucking.
Doesn't matter which side you fall on.
If you want to go after them for something they said, it's like they're just thumbing their nose at the world, going, "What are you going to do about it?"
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we did say those things.
Good luck.
They did blackface in modern time.
I know.
Twice.
I never got to see it. You can't buy it digitally. I'm gonna have to buy the DVDs.
It's
if
honestly,
I ever see
it's worth it because like. It's just like
I want to see the
Thunder.
Lethal
They
Weapon.
call attention. Like it's literally like we talked about this.
I think it's how
you can't do this. And
Yeah.
it's like no one will care. No one will care.
Yeah.
It's like
it's how you frame it. I think is 100% of
it's
it.
context. It's always context.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing blackface; they're clowning on blackface.
Exactly. Same with Tropic Thunder. Like if they didn't have the actual black guy going like,
What
do you mean you people are constantly referencing the fact that he is not black, then you wouldn't be able to do it.
But it's also such a perfect performance from RDJ.
Oh man,
it's all good.
Did he get nominated for an Academy Award for that?
Wouldn't you?
Oh man,
I
wish he would have won for that.
Like he should have.
Oppenheimer's all right, but man,
not
like,
only did he do a great black voice, but he also did great like Australian voice.
Yeah,
and totally captured the Daniel Day-Lewis style of
insane.
The movie is so ridiculous.
It is.
It's so fucking funny.
And then
don't go full. I can't say the word.
Yeah. That one.
Okay, canceled, but we know the word I'm just gonna say.
Simple Jack.
Oh God.
You can't go full that word.
But yeah, it's like, and then I think it was 3 years ago, people were like, "Oh, we need to cancel Robert Downey Jr. because he did black."
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm like
15 years later.
You probably didn't watch the movie.
But also, no.
Yeah.
Good luck canceling.
Yeah,
a lot of these
good
people,
luck.
good luck canceling.
Yeah.
We could get canceled, but a guy like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. I'm never getting canceled.
People have to know who I am to cancel.
That's right.
We got to cancel Jared. What's his last name? We don't know.
I don't know.
He looks like this.
He's a tall white guy with a little bit of facial hair and glasses.
His wife was asking questions.
That's the most generic. Well, he's white. I don't know what else to say. All right, so Tim Sale's your favorite artist. Who's your favorite writer? Or current closest to the top of the pile at this point?
Oh man, I think I have to go with Scott Snyder.
Okay.
Snyder's awesome.
Snyder is really fucking good.
He, even though he did some weird kind of cosmic shit with Batman that I wasn't super in on.
Mm-hmm.
It's what is it? One Last Night.
Yeah, I didn't.
Or last Night on Earth.
Yeah, I didn't check that one out because I remember you were saying you were reading it when I was still at Power Center. And
I don't think so.
I think before you.
Yeah, no, this
one's very recent.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
It was Scott Snyder.
Jock, right? Or was Jock the artist in that?
Capullo was.
No, it was Capullo.
It was Capullo. Oh, it was their final run.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
their last Batman story.
Yeah, but it exists like well outside of the New 52. Like it's current because I think they put it under the Black Label umbrella.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a magazine-sized issue, which also makes me insane. Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
He's really good though.
I subscribed to his Substack for probably 2 years. He would do like writing courses and everything.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's right. That's right.
He's a cool dude.
I remember when I was listening to Fat Man on Batman, and like he was on, and I was like, wow, like he had a really good mind for Batman and for comics and writing in general. I was just like, wow.
Well, it just seems like whatever he's working on, he's capable of being respectful of everything that's been done before him.
Yeah.
While still innovating.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I can't wait for his Absolute DC line.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that.
Yeah.
I'm actually really interested to see what they do with DC in general after Absolute Power.
Yeah.
Like, are all the books being relaunched at number ones again?
It really feels like
I might do the New 52 thing all over again.
Well, it's because a lot of these books are ending, or a lot of these runs are ending, like these writing and artist teams are ending. Well, Catwoman is for sure ending. Harley is ending. But those two will get relaunched for sure.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
But, you know, the way they've currently kind of ended Batman, also is definitely like ending sort of launching point. Like
Mhm.
they're all kind of ending up in the new Wayne Manor,
Right.
Pennyworth Manor, I think it's actually called.
Mm.
But it's gonna be interesting. And then of course, like you said, the All-Star line. It's gonna be a really, really interesting stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm intrigued.
And then of course, Superman Legacy. Oh, DC man, can't wait.
Yeah.
See,
I hope it's all good.
It's a good time.
It's a good time to be alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the craziest thing for me. It's like my high school career was the tail end of all the geek and nerd culture being kind of taboo.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's just skyrocketed into
Isn't
the
it
mainstream.
weird?
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about this where like we were bullied for the things we liked.
Yeah.
And now if the same kids like those things, they're probably in the cool group.
Well, yeah, it's not even like
it's the same to think of how that switched.
Yeah.
or even not even
And
factoring against you. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like oh yeah, that's Chris. He's kind of funny, but he likes superheroes, so you
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
He likes men
Don't
in
talk
tights.
about
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's not necessarily a superhero thing, though. Really.
True,
But anyway.
true.
Anyway, so but you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't factor against. It's not like, oh yeah, he's cool, but he likes anime, right? Like
Yep.
there's that, right?
But like now you can walk into any clothing store and there's going to be a section of like superhero graphic.
Yeah.
Like,
Everywhere.
Yep.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter. Yeah.
Old Navy.
I love it.
They have
I
superhero
obviously I love it. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, like even just the level of the shit that we get to see now. Well, like even just not just comic books, but like that Amaterasu statue.
shit.
I still can't
in
get
the
over
corner there.
how
Yeah.
fucking cool that thing is.
Yeah.
And to think like somebody was like, we have to make that because they knew someone was gonna
Oh
buy
yeah.
it. Like they knew it well enough that it not only was it gonna sell, they were gonna make money. Like,
Yeah.
like I love this shit that we're getting now. It's amazing.
Oh, it's cool.
Hurts my wallet.
It definitely
but,
hurts the wallet. It's not fun for the wallet.
But
At all.
a lot of them offer payment plans, which is
Hell.
also really cool.
If I ever make myself a Titan, I'm gonna have to watch my spending.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's okay. You got a cool friend with a 3D printer that can make all kinds of.
Hey!
that is true. That is true. That is
Speaking of
very
which, look at all that cool shit. in
I
there.
haven't seen Invincible for so long, and I'm impressed with my former self.
Invincible
that's a
rocks.
good feeling when you
Yeah.
look back and go, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm happy."
No,
with that."
Invincible rocks. Like
No,
when I
it
opened
was
that, I
awesome.
was like, "Holy shit, what?"
I was floored.
Because I
when
knew all
saw
the
that.
Invincible statues and figures that were out there. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah,
Yeah, no, this is amazing, man.
I've only made it to episode 3 on the newest season for Invincible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I finished it off. It's not as good as season 2. And it also came out at the same time as X-Men 97, which made it hard to keep
Yeah.
up
Yep.
because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying X-Men 97 more.
X-Men 97 is so good.
it is like I guess I don't know the way I kind of picture it is like it's supposed to kind of be like meh
Yeah.
because like Mark is fucked right now
Mhm.
because after everything that happened, but
It feels like a filler season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it really.
probably.
But it's really you're watching pieces move around on the chessboard.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
moving towards, you know what, again, towards the Ultramarines and Conquest. And like,
I'm okay
it's going to
with
get awesome, but yeah, season 2 was.
you got to eat your vegetables first.
Yeah.
Plus, they had
that's a
that
good way to
weird
put that.
break in between where they gave you 4 episodes and then they took like a 4-month break.
Yeah, I
again.
didn't like
That
that one.
really-
I was like, just give me the fucking season.
Yeah, that's
Like,
very.
If it's not done, delay the whole thing. But
Just
Yeah.
push it back then. I don't
Amazon did
care.
that with Reacher season
I don't
2,
like that.
and we actually like Michelle and I forgot about it because the
Right.
break was so
Yeah.
long, and then I was like, "Hey, we should watch the rest of Reacher," and she's like, "Didn't we finish it?" I'm pretty sure we didn't. We ended up rewatching
Yeah.
it. It had been so long, so yeah, but we
Yeah.
did finish it, and it was pretty good. If you like that show,
I haven't watched Reacher yet.
I haven't either.
Huh?
It's on my very long list of things
Yeah.
to watch.
But I watched the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare,
oh, and
and now I want to go back and watch Reacher because Alan Richardson. is in it.
yes, yes, that looked.
Did you ever
really
watch
good.
Titans with him?
No, I didn't.
No. Well, the first 2 seasons are good.
I-
And then it kind of just.
They're okay.
Yeah, I have a friend who keeps telling me I have to watch Titans, and I'm just like, man.
He was really good. Like, both of them were good as Hawk and Duck.
Well, okay, so the actors
Yeah.
generally did a really good job with what they were given.
I don't feel like the acting is the problem.
Yeah, at no point in time was I like, this is terribly acted.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Even for like the younger actors. It was just it was the writing is just so
each season got worse.
But like it totally was like Larry David just being like, fuck you, I'll see you next season. Because I am still amazed that I started season 4 and then was just like, no, you know what? I don't even care. I'm good. I don't need to, because it's not like I like this. This isn't one of my favorite versions of Dick Grayson. This isn't my favorite version of any of these characters.
Though visually, he looked awesome.
Oh, they all looked the part.
Oh yeah,
they all looked the part.
Yeah, visually it was awesome.
But seeing how big Alan Ritchson is, like, was even just in Titans, I was like, Jesus.
I know.
So when they said he was Reacher, I was like, yeah,
he's totally pushing hard to play Batman for Gunn, eh?
Nah, he's too big for it.
You think he's too big?
I think he's too big to play Batman. I don't like.
I guess it depends on the Batman they go with.
I heard a rumor of Jensen Ackles, and I was behind that.
I'm totally 100% behind Jensen.
I love Jensen Ackles.
Him as Soldier Boy of the Boys.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't go, like, even Soldier Boy, I think is a little bit too big for Batman. But I'm also a Bale guy. Remember?
Yeah, you are a Bale guy.
I will say Affleck, I think, is like the biggest. Like, he shouldn't be any bigger than Affleck.
I loved Affleck.
Affleck visually
to me, awesome. Affleck looked like
animated Batman.
No,
I agree. But I'm saying any bigger than Affleck, and
all shoulders
is huge in comparison to Affleck.
Yeah, he's what, 6'6"?
But even just like he's 6'6" this way.
yeah.
Because I mean, Affleck is what 6'4", 6'5", or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's not that this way. Like he's fucking ugh. Although that's the funny part. Like I'm watching Reacher, and we're just like, so he has like next to no money. He hitches like the littlest hobo, and everywhere he goes actually has clothes that fits him no problem. Like off the rack, he's buying a t-shirt.
Oh, that's all perfect. TV shows.
You know what I mean?
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to sneak in there. I better grab a nurse's outfit or something.
Which
it's a perfect fit.
Doing that
perfect fit.
They actually do.
Knock out one random
guy. Oh, I'm a security guy. Perfect fit.
I laugh about that with Hitman because it's the same concept. I just knocked out your buddy, took his clothes, walked right by you. Clearly not the same guy, and you went, nice to see you.
Yeah.
You let me in without any, didn't even look at me twice.
I think there might actually be something to that, though.
Bree's asking thoughts on The Boys season 3. I haven't seen it yet. Have you started it yet?
Season 3.
That's the new season, right?
No, season 4
is it season 4 already?
Yeah, season 3 I watched. I liked it.
Oh yeah. Season 3. That was the Soldier Boy season.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah,
I love the show. I think the show.
I love the show. I love the spinoffs.
I also love the spinoff too. I didn't know that I was going to like the spinoff, but I definitely did.
Yeah,
I couldn't get into Gen V.
I liked it.
Yeah, Gen V I got right into. I don't know how they're going to do the second season with the lead actor now dead, but
you know what?
They'll figure it out.
I think I have faith that or confidence, whatever you want to call it. I think they'll do good. They'll stick the landing. But it was better.
I didn't watch the animated series.
Sorry,
I didn't watch the animated series.
That one I haven't seen.
It's very interesting because each episode is a different animation style.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Animatrix.
It's kind of wild. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Speaking of, have you seen the Animatrix?
I have.
Good call.
I've seen all of the Matrix movies. Regrettably.
Sadly.
Yeah, how about that last one?
I should say sadly, okay? Because I enjoyed 4 of the 5 movies that I watched.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
So
the original 4.
Statistically speaking, that's a great ratio.
Anything that came out before 2005, I generally enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not Resurrection. What's the new one called?
Wasn't it called Resurrection?
Oh, it is Resurrection.
Yeah.
Reloaded, Revolutions, Resurrection.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I really wanted to like it.
Everyone
we really wanted to like it. we were like, yeah, Matrix, do it.
It was like we're like, okay, all right, and then we're like really quiet.
Yeah, at the end of it, I'm like, was that good? Did I like that?
The part that got me, and we called it immediately, was when they were showing clips of the Matrix on the wall in that scene that mirrored the original What Pill Do You Take?
And then the scene just kept going.
And I was like, don't fucking show me clips of the better movie.
Yeah.
And this movie to constantly remind me that this movie is happening and it is not good.
Hey, remember that time we executed the scene flawlessly?
What are you? Why would you do that, you sons of bitches? This was beautiful. I love this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't the first time I watched it, but I was also in a different space. But goddamn, Revolutions was horrible.
Revolutions? Resurrections.
Resurrections.
Yeah. Oh, man. Candy Cream cut his hair and look like Neo for the thing? Like, you look like John Wick still. Come on, man.
I was like, oh, man.
How long did it take to grow your hair that long?
At least he didn't fight like John Wick.
Yeah.
At least there was that. I don't know. The worst part is they had a kind of a decent story idea. But then everything else was just
based around video games and whatever.
I kind of liked how
he was a developer, right? Wasn't he a video game developer?
Yeah, and like his experiences he used to make the video game, and that's what made him so much money. I thought that's a nice little kernel of like, oh, that's kind of a nice idea. But
Morpheus becoming an agent threw me off. It was a horrible movie.
At some point,
it was a horrible movie.
I don't know if it's horrible. It's hard for me to say it's horrible.
It is.
Okay.
I know it is.
We'll say it for you, buddy.
It might be hard for you. Exactly. It might be hard for you to say. It's not hard for me.
It's you know what? If it was a standalone and a first of its kind, then maybe I'd like it more. But it's coming off a series that I adore.
Yeah,
it's a low point.
Yeah,
100%.
It's a low point.
Well, I think it's one of those situations too where maybe if it wasn't like a Matrix movie, like if you didn't call it a Matrix movie and then tweaked it a bit, because obviously they have to change some of the things.
Yeah. Because if you don't, everyone's going to look at it and go, well, you're ripping out.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's kind of like, well, like the Bourne Legacy, right? Would that have been a better movie if it wasn't called The Bourne Legacy? The answer is probably yes, because I wouldn't spend the whole time.
You wouldn't
the expectation is different.
Yeah. And exactly. Like I liked The Bourne Legacy, but in comparison to the first three, it's like, well, there's no comparison. They blow this out of the water.
We got to do that Camcast.
Yeah. Especially now that my alcohol tolerance is much lower because I'm not a.
Every time they say Chem, we take a shot.
Yeah. By the fourth one in, I'm gonna be like, so let's stop because this is gonna.
We're 12 minutes into the movie.
This is gonna kick in, and then I'm gonna be fucked. So, what the hell was I gonna say?
I can see why they hooked up in real life. They had good chemistry.
Yeah.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah. Yeah, long-standing crush on Uma Thurman.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When she was Poison Ivy. Oh.
Yeah. Why?
Best thing about that movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hands
down.
I can't sit here and watch this because I'll just get pulled into the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just got pulled in. I was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we stopped talking.
Here we are.
We're reading. Yeah. Is this your first time watching it on silent?
It actually is. Yeah, I've never had to read the movie while watching it. But it is, I mean.
Yeah, no, Gattaca was really, really great.
Such a good
and I'm glad I watched it now because in '97 I would not have appreciated it.
Well, that's kind of
and I probably would never watch it again because I would always had that out. I didn't like it.
I remember liking it, but like the themes, I totally.
Well, it's so mature. Yeah, I mean,
I totally missed. And then of course the appreciation of the style of the movie, the low level sci-fi, the noir feel. Like I was feeling a whole bunch of different like vibes from this movie. I was just like, man, this is fucking really cool. And it's like, I kind of feel like a little bit of a heisty thing too because like he got away with it.
Yeah,
like he fucking got away with it. And he's on the fucking moon. Like, fuck yeah. I also love the line where he's like, because he's like, look, I'm only gone for a year. You just have to wait for me. And she's like, yeah, but you know, my genetics or whatever. Why would you want to be with me? He's like, I'm like 10,000 heartbeats beyond
past his expiration date.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, that's the fucking coolest line ever.
Yeah.
Like so good. Where he's just like, so why not? Why not just wait?
Why let somebody tell you what you're going to be?
Exactly. Exactly.
When I first saw it, it was in, I think, my grade 12 English class, actually.
Oh, nice.
We had just read, maybe it was Day of the Triffids.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And
Cut.
we've been reading some like Kurt Vonnegut and other things. Like my high school English teacher was out there.
Wow.
I imagine she still is.
As soon as you said Vonnegut, I was like, yeah. Your teacher
But
was cool.
But then she showed us this, and she's like, "This is like it expresses a lot of the literary themes that we've been kind of following." And from like you were saying, the opening scene where it's like the nail clippings, and the quotes, I'm like, "What is this?"
Mm-hmm.
It kind of catches you right away.
And yeah, it pulled us all in. It was it was incredibly impactful. And this is something that I had seen before movies like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Because it just wasn't accessible to me at the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, the movies that came around that time, they all have a similar feel to them. Like, I watched this, and I could feel the era that it was from. You know, like Dark City?
Yeah.
Like, it's got that
yeah.
that feeling to it. Like, I know it's from the late 90s.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a 90s movie. You get the feel for it.
And
You're right.
To bring the Matrix back in, it feels like a pre-Matrix sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Which was Dark
absolutely.
City as well.
Yeah. This would have had more slow-mo and bullet time if it was after.
Right, because everything...
That would have been the same thing.
Yeah,
like that
everything. Everything.
But yeah, oh, man.
Okay, so that's the scene where I was immediately sure
that Maya was being made?
Well, that he was his brother.
Oh, I thought you talked about this
part. That was a good catch, though.
Like, when he's yelling his name.
Yeah.
Because he knows who he is.
Yeah.
And Alan Arkin in this is so good.
Oh, man.
The cast is crazy.
Alan Arkin's just one of those guys where...
I love
always amazing.
He reminded me of Columbo a bit.
Yeah.
Where he wasn't maybe the smartest guy, but he was like, hey, like, we should probably do this or whatever.
But I also feel like he's one of those actors that you never really lose him in his roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's always Alan Arkin.
Yeah, he's always Alan Arkin. No, I agree.
Like, Christopher Walken is always Christopher Walken.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at the cinematography in this.
Oh, I know.
It's actually... It's a lot different to watch it without sound.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm appreciating the picture more.
With the moaning?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a little off-putting. I get it. You guys are having sex on a bed in the beach.
Yeah.
And then him down at the beach after this, like, scrubbing himself,
getting
rid of everything.
Yeah.
Like, making do with what he's got because he doesn't have his whole setup.
But even that, like, when they show you in the beginning, because you're like, what the fuck is happening, right? But as soon as he gets to the scrubbing part, you're just like, what is he doing? And then they explain it, and you're just like, oh, that's... Whoa.
Yeah, that realization when he sees the hair on the pillow, he's like, oh, no, I need to do something about that.
Yeah. What have I done? Burn it all down.
Or even like, what's his face? Jude Law's character just stocking up at the end, and he's just like, here's all my hair, here's my blood, here's my urine.
Yeah.
See you in a year, bud.
Wink. I'm going to go have a sauna.
Because I'm totally going to be here when
you
get it.
Yeah. Well, high five, and you'll do a backflip. Not me, though.
He'll do one of those cool wheelchair wheelies.
Yeah, there you go. Just spin around, which I actually can do.
Oh, congrats.
It's not that hard.
Actually. No.
It's probably
balancing in a wheelchair is like so easy to do.
Yeah. But I can do it too.
I've never tried it.
Oh no?
It's very fun.
Yeah, it is. It is actually surprisingly fun. But you don't want to have too much fun because you don't want a person in a wheelchair to see that and then go, I'm not trying to trivialize what you're going through.
You also don't want to go over backwards.
You're like bouncing on the wheelchair and going, can you do the can?
Oh no.
I hope I don't fall out of this thing and then I'll just get up. Oh, Christopher. The joke is that we couldn't.
So Jared, what kind of music do you listen to? Who's your favorite band?
I listen to so much music.
See that?
Good.
Memorize the questions.
That was good.
Favorite band? That's
closest to your favorite, I guess.
Radiohead?
Oh,
probably Radiohead.
Yeah, really Radiohead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a close second is maybe Converge, which is not at all similar to Radio.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That has been a while since I...
Yeah.
That's going right on the Spotify.
No, yeah. like their Jane Doe album is something that is so incredibly influential to like my entire music taste.
Yeah.
It's just like so brutal and fast and heavy. Like an album in the hardcore space that kind of informed everything coming after it. Like you get bands like, you don't get a band like Knocked Loose without Converge paving the way for them.
That is that your band sound like that too? Or?
No.
No?
No.
What kind of music do you play?
So I play in a cover band called The Selfies.
Okay.
And
That's a great name.
And
That's a great name.
we do like 90s and 2000s pop rock stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's-
like Volcano Girl. Yeah.
Nothing like the
Or Seether. That's another one.
See.
Can't fight the Seether. I've actually
Is
been
that
listening to
Veruca
them a lot.
Salt?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I've been listening to them a lot lately. I've been on a little bit of a kick because
Really?
yeah.
There's no
You know why?
Why?
Because not too long ago we did that Saturday morning cartoon,
Oh yeah.
Talking about
Yes,
that
we did.
soundtrack.
Yes, we
and then
did.
after that I was like, oh yeah, I got fucking love. And then I was like, oh my god, all these bands again. I
Yeah.
forgot. Like Toadies. Toadies is
so
they're
good.
fucked. They're so good.
So many.
Same thing like Ween is another band
Yeah.
that I absolutely
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Ween.
that country album it is so
Yeah. They're fucked, period.
yeah. Oh, that's true.
Really, they are fucked. Primus is another band that's really fucked.
Yeah.
But just so fucking good.
I can only listen to so much Primus in like a sitting.
Fair.
It's like it's a lot.
That's fair. I get like that with like death metal. There's only so much I can listen
Oh
to.
yeah,
and sit
death
in.
metal. It spurts for me. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, more often than not, it'll be a band like if you guys know who Periphery is.
Yep.
Yeah, where it's like it's wild to me how they can have these insane, heavy like tech metal verses, and then a chorus that sounds like it should be on like a Kelly Clarkson record.
Yeah.
That's just wild. But yeah, the band I play in most often will be at like the Foundry or Nortenia's or something in town. We actually just last weekend were in Kenora
Oh, cool.
doing like we played the women's walleye fishing tournament that they have.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we did a whole 2-hour set of like all Taylor Swift.
Nice. Oh. They must have been just having the time of their lives.
Oh, it was fantastic. Like we had so much fun.
Just rocking out with their tits out? That doesn't really work.
No. Flipping out.
Oh my god.
Flipping out with their tits? Flipping out with their tits out, okay.
Flip out with the tits out.
Flip out. There it is. There.
Flip out with the tits out.
You
Rock
got
out
that.
with the cock out.
You got that.
Mhm.
Nice. This was a surprisingly suspenseful scene.
Mm.
Because
Oh man.
it was on for so long, and they really they make you feel for him.
I felt so bad for his kneecaps
Yep.
getting dragged up.
Especially the point where you think he's made it, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
the mid landing.
Exactly. You're like, are you fucking?
It's like, oh, he's halfway.
And he still has to stretch. I'm like, I saw that, and I'm like, okay, well, you're lucky you're Jude Law, because I would never have reached that button.
Okay, you just said, I'm in the basement.
But then they would see the wheelchair,
Mm.
and they would see all the equipment with all
That's right.
the samples.
Every single thing would be done in that shot.
He almost made it downstairs.
I think with a house that big, you would have got an elevator.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I guess the question is like, what would you need an elevator for? But to be fair, even a sober person, that's a lot of stairs.
That's a lot of stairs.
And they're not exactly like inviting stairs. Like
No.
they look like one slip, and you've got a pretty nice gash. If you don't fall.
That's also a
all the
lot
way
of
down.
stairs to not have like another level in between.
Yeah.
Like that's a high ceiling in your
That's a full.
basement.
That's a
That's
full
the
2
future.
spirals.
That's the future.
That's the
of,
future.
real estate.
Yeah, just
architecture. That's
really
cool.
high ceilings.
And concrete everywhere.
Concrete everywhere.
Exactly. Very, very like.
It's a super welcoming home.
Oh yeah.
All hard surfaces.
Yeah.
Even the chairs with cushions don't look like they're that comfortable.
No armrests.
Kudos for him for making him look really casual, though, with his dead legs. I will have to say.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Hauls it up on. Yeah.
Please ignore the fact that these look really skinny.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like I swim at all.
Come in. I'm sweating buckets.
Well, he's supposed to be sick. So
yeah, so he can.
It could work.
I got the flu.
Fair.
And her moment of just like, what?
Yeah. Who are you?
That I thought, like, I was like, that's fucking funny. But he's just like,
Where's my kiss?
give me a kiss.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so cheesy, dirtbag. Like, come on. And she has no choice but to continue with the ruse.
He's like, yes. I'm gonna hold your hand.
And then the DNA test, he's like, oh, I got him. And it comes up who it should be.
Yeah.
The immediate confusion. Yeah. What a great scene. This is one of those things where watching it like on a garbage DVD player on a CRT, you couldn't see the weird like prosthetic where they kept the blood pack underneath. Some of the stuff doesn't necessarily age well, but
that looks high tech.
What I love it too because like when you watch you watch Alien, right?
Yep.
That's so
The
far
tracking
advanced
device?
in
Yeah.
the future,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they're still just miners,
Yep.
right? And it's like industrial style shit, and the tracking system is the most grotesque, backwards bullshit. Especially when you look at our fucking computers,
Yeah.
right? And you're just like, that's hilarious.
Monitors are.
You know, Jurassic Park, everything holds up except for the computer screen, like the tech where she's hacking, and you're like,
we got it off.
It's the ugliest. There's no way. Like it's painfully slow. You're like, this is horrible. And also, that's not hacking.
Yeah.
None of that's hacking.
No.
Nothing takes a movie like a computer being in it.
Well, yeah.
Hacking and hackers.
Hackers. Oh man.
That's a garbage movie, but I love it.
Yeah, I've tried so many times to like it.
I like it. I actually like it. I will tell you, it's not a good movie, but I like it. Even with the shitty hacking, like the Lawnmower Man.
Yeah. Oh, Lawnmower Man. Oh, that looks so bad. That's like first Tron level animation.
So
oh my God.
bad. First Tron level.
But give me the first Tron over Tron Legacy, though, is the thing.
Oh, I disagree. First Tron is rough.
Yeah, I feel like first Tron is.
It has its
you
place
had to
in
be.
cinema history,
You had to
I'll
grow
give it
up in that time.
Oof.
You know what? Like, I watched the first Tron after I watched Legacy. So it's like, I can't believe I've never seen the first Tron. I better watch it.
Well, I did the same thing. I did.
So I'd seen the first one first.
Which
and then
makes, yeah.
And then getting the de-aged Jeff Bridges, like weird computer generated Jeff Bridges.
I didn't mind it as much because I mean I looked at it like even before this is like one of the first times they're starting to do it, and it'll age it like horribly. Like if I watch it now,
I haven't watched it in years, so if I watch it now,
I watched it when it came out. I was
rough.
like, okay, that's good for what it is, but otherwise, that soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah,
they're getting close with the de-aging.
Yeah,
like, if you look at Rogue One, where they had Tarkin,
I haven't watched it.
Like Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
But the reflection I thought was awesome. Like when they had him in the reflection on the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he turned. I'm like, like he had it.
It's still got that waxy look to it.
Yeah. But when they were showing you the de-aged or like reproduced reflection of him, I'm like, thank you so much for that. And then he turned around and it's all right. That's a video game character.
I think Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War looked the best with the de-aging.
I just actually watching it right now.
That was a
when it
good scene.
fun. And yes, he did look really
Yeah,
good.
the scene with him as a kid.
Yeah. I guess you got that Disney money backing you up.
Well, yeah, that's also
When
when
he was
let-
reusing
they-
Mysterio's repurposed technology.
yeah, called it barf.
You called my life's work barf.
But I also think it's when they weren't overworking their special effects team too.
Oh yeah, no, because later on.
Yeah, I mean, still that Beast cameo in Marvels. Oh, he looked so bad.
He looked so bad.
And I mean, it was so cool that they got Kelsey Grammer to come back for that.
But like, just put him in a costume,
right?
Or just
Like
use a clip from the old movie and just
like
read his lines or something.
This weekend, I just rewatched Return of the King, and it's one of those things where like it holds up.
Oh,
so
it's so good.
Because everything is they used
Yeah.
extras and costumes. They made huge miniatures of the full sets and like shot at reduced frame or enhanced frame rate so they could slow it down and give everything that sense of weight. And like when you're getting that all in camera, it's obviously going to look way better in the long run.
Always.
Always. Well, I mean, that's like The Hobbit came out a decade later. And if you watch The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings now, Lord of the Rings looks better than The Hobbit.
Yep.
It's aged better.
Yep. Although it does look really cool.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
But that's the whole VFX budget is.
But
the whole budget.
Yeah.
And then
it's funny you say that because I remember thinking about that with the first like full-on shot. I was like, he looks so good, and then it explains why a lot of this movie doesn't.
Yeah, why they had a GoPro strapped to a barrel for the scene in the river. Well, we have no money for anything else, so this is how we're shooting this.
Well, whose idea was it to make it 3 parts anyway?
Yeah, it's like we have a 20-minute animated short film, and then we have 3 3-hour movies. Like, we need something in between.
See, I never knew that there was the 20-minute animated film. I knew about The Hobbit because we watched that in 5 Mile.
Yeah,
we watched
read
that.
the book and watched the cartoon.
And I remember being like, "Wow!" And that was like my picture of Gollum.
Yeah.
From my entire life up until the live action movies. And then, of course, when the live action movie comes out, you find out that it was that like rotoscope style animation for Lord of the Rings, and I was like, man, that looks awesome. Even rotoscope still holds up quite well.
Where they're shooting, like they're rotoscoping over real people.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I
watched the whole Corridor Digital video on that.
Nice.
If you know who those guys are.
I've watched a few of their things.
No,
on YouTube.
I don't know, but it just sounded cool.
They have
nice.
They have a YouTube channel where they review VFX and films because they're like a VFX company.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check them out.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. When they watch bad VFX, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, those are my favorites.
Those.
They also have a series on like stuntmen and stunts in movies.
Okay.
So what's his name? Guy De Silva. He's a stuntman for a lot of Marvel movies.
Okay.
I think he was actually Chadwick Boseman's stuntman.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
If I recall, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was. And they'll bring him in, and he'll like review what the stunt people are actually doing, and it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Like the hits they're actually taking to commit to film.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I bet a lot of them have short lives.
It's a short career for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like imagine you're like a linebacker. You're just getting into a car crash every single day.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like the wrestlers say, you only have so many bumps.
Yeah.
And then one day that's your last bump. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Shorten it up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
100%.
It's fucking cool though. It's fucking cool.
Like so much admiration for those people.
I love it. I love movies so much, like all aspects of it, that I just.
Oh yeah.
It's man, because it takes so much to go into it. So then, of course, the flip side is that's when it's so heartbreaking when you're just like, people pour their lives into this.
Yeah.
And then we get this because greedy fucks were like, yeah, let's just do this now. And you're like, no.
Or sometimes like accidents happen. Like look at The Crow with Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Like just a blank gone
wrong. Or same thing with that other girl with the whole loud bulb.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, with Rust, that movie.
Rust, yeah.
Which I didn't see or don't know if
I don't even know if they finished it.
I don't think they finished it, and even if they did, I don't know that they would release it.
Yeah,
it's tough, right? But yeah, you're right. Like Well, it's just life in general, right?
Yeah.
Like you can go at any point in time.
Yes, someone will go out doing what you love, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
This movie seems so much quicker on mute. Like,
Well, because
already
there's no suspenseful music.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
Build and
but I also love that this is what their relationship
Yeah.
has become. Like it's constant competition. They haven't seen each other for years.
Yeah.
And they get into an argument. The first thing, like their first thing is, we're gonna go
swim.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think this was Andrew Niccol's first movie.
I couldn't tell you anything else he's done.
I was just gonna say.
And Dan DeVito produced this. I think,
yeah, I thought his name.
I was pretty surprised at that.
You know what? That would be one of those things where it would be one of I'd be like, oh yeah, but I'm not really that surprised because like he just seems like a really cool dude in general. So I could see him seeing something and being like, yep, let's get behind this.
I mean, like.
Right, Lord of War in time. We talked about this.
Okay.
Simone, The Truman Show. What?
Yeah, he wrote it, I think.
He
was the writer of Truman Show.
Okay.
The writer of
Lord of War, is that the Nicolas Cage movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Ethan Hawke was in that too, right?
Hmm?
Wasn't Ethan Hawke in that too?
Oh, maybe. I thought Jared Leto was. No, he was. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But also Jared Leto was in that.
Also Jared Leto as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Leto's hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
He seems like he needs a director to really rein him in. Otherwise, he'll just like go off and be bad.
Well, he tries to do the whole Daniel Day-Lewis thing,
but Daniel Day-Lewis,
he's not Daniel Day-Lewis.
No.
I
mean, he's I have to agree, hit or miss.
Yeah, like Dallas Buyers Club is awesome.
Yeah,
I think he's fantastic in that.
I love most of his stuff from when he was starting out.
Yeah,
like Panic Room. He was
Fight
so
Club.
good in Panic Room and Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Fight Club's
Fight Club
amazing.
awesome. Fight Club is so good.
We can't talk about it though.
Of course not. We've said too much.
We've broken 2 rules.
Oh my god. Blade Runner 2049 also.
Yep.
Awesome.
That was a great movie.
He's like a weirdly chilling presence in that movie.
Yeah, no, like he's good in some movies and then others he isn't. Like, but I mean it depends on the project, right?
Yeah.
Like I rewatched Morbius recently and
oh wow, you rewatched it before I did.
I don't at all think he was the problem with Morbius.
No. He definitely nobody like in the actual movie itself was the problem. Because I thought Matt Smith was the highlight for me.
Matt Smith is always great.
Yeah, his take on that where he was just like,
again.
I'm fucking free of this shit, and he's just reveling in being a vampire. But the story was just they limped in with a shit story.
Yeah,
they can only play the hand they're dealt.
When there's so many good Morbius comics, like just that one.
Yeah,
like the Midnight Suns story,
or even the first like the 90s.
Yeah,
like that first 6-issue arc, or like something along those lines, where he just like he already is the living vampire, and he just decides, you know what, I'm gonna feed on humans, but they're going to be criminals. And at the time, I think he was specifically targeting like drug dealers and rapists and shit like that. It was a little bit more of a darker book.
I saw a meme the other day. It had a picture of Morbius, Madam Web, and Craven, and it was like, I went into the jungle and found bats.
Yeah.
I went in the jungle and I found spiders. I went in the jungle and found a lion. Because they're all getting their powers from an animal in the jungle.
I think Craven might actually be okay, but I don't think anyone's gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
So far, I'm thinking I might see it in the theater. It does look okay. Like it does look pretty good. But I think you're right. Like I think it's too little, too late at this point. No matter how good Craven could be.
Yeah.
It's the same thing DC did with all their movies. You know, no matter how good Blue Beetle is, no one was watching it because they
like
were
you flooded the market with stuff that you didn't really back effectively.
Yep.
And people take notice.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That said, I don't know what the hell happened with Furiosa, because that seemed to just bomb at the box office. And
it just crashed.
Yeah.
That's because it didn't make $14 billion in 2 weeks, so they labeled it a bomb.
But like, they also didn't market it effectively, I don't think. I mean, I knew about it long before it was coming out.
Yep.
And then I saw a trailer the week before
Yep.
it hit theaters.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, they were expecting $1 billion out of this property.
Yep. Well, Mad Max made this much, so
yeah, but it also didn't ever make $1 billion.
No, it made like 400 some million or something. But
like, they should be happy. Like, first of all, the budget not bad. We in our Camcast we realized the budget wasn't as bad, so it's pretty much in line with most of the movies.
Yeah,
but they should have marketed better, like we talked about. Also, just the fact that it's a Mad Max movie. You don't have to watch any of the Mad Maxes to watch this. It's just part of that world.
Yeah.
Right?
It's its own story that you can have a totally fine understanding of.
And then it ties it right into Fury Road, and then you can go watch that.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was great. I'm glad I
Fury
saw
Road,
it.
you don't need to watch the Mel Gibson movies to understand that.
No, not at all. And that didn't hurt that movie at all.
No.
But it was also heavily marketed.
Yeah.
Because for a while there, you couldn't not see that trailer.
Right.
You know?
But the trailer was also fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It definitely was like...
Plus, they were pushing, like, practical effects. Like, 75 days to shoot this scene. And
that's right.
And it looked amazing.
That's right.
And then right away, my first thing with the trailer for Furiosa was, wow, there's so much CG in this now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all the practical effects are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the green place at the beginning looked weird.
Yeah.
It looked like, it reminded me of Rings of Power.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you got 500 motorcycles, it started to be practical, but it did not look good.
There were some parts that were really, really rough.
That one explosion in the
anytime there was
cave or
fire,
whatever.
anytime there was
fire in general.
And when you put that up beside, like, in Fury Road, when you've got that war rig with the guy playing the flamethrower guitar on it,
exactly.
And I'm like, this is so fucking crazy.
Like, I never saw Fury Road until Furiosa was coming out, so I watched it specifically just to watch Furiosa.
Hang on, you hadn't seen?
No, I hadn't.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Just for whatever reason.
I had to book a Camcast for him to watch.
Oh my god.
Just for whatever reason. And honestly, it was one of those ones where I'm like, I have to watch this, but it just never really came up. Like, I wasn't like, I have to drop everything to watch this, right?
Yeah.
That's one of a very few movies that I bought twice, because it came out like the regular edition, and then they dropped it again in black and white.
Yeah.
And I bought that as well.
That's a smart move.
It's so sick.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think, like, and we've been talking about this a lot in the last year, I would say, pretty much, but lately you've been saying things like legs, right? Mm-hmm. This movie has legs. And I was like, oh, right. They used to say that. They would put a movie in the theater, and then they would just leave it.
Yep.
Because they felt they were confident that it had legs, that people would see the movie and go, oh, hey, have you seen Furiosa? You should totally see Furiosa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, because now, like I said, if it's not profitable in 2 weeks, they're like, fuck it. Like, Marvel made a shit ton of movies, and like you said, they were always front loaded. It's rare when movies lasted forever. So, like, Maverick almost lasted an entire year in the theater. It was 20 days shy of a year.
Pushing for it.
Well, look at, like, when The Dark Knight came out, I feel like it was something similar. It was in theaters forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I kept going to see it.
Yeah. I saw that movie twice in the theater during its run. But even, like, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yep.
If they pulled that after 2 weeks, then what?
Mm-hmm.
No, they let it go for almost 6 months. It was almost 6 months to the day.
Like, studios were already getting bad in 2019, comparing their movies to Marvel performances.
Exactly.
Stuff. And then COVID happened.
Ugh.
And then they were just like, oh, we could just push everything to streaming now.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Which Chris Nolan got real upset about.
Yeah. But, I mean, Tenet wasn't the movie to die on that hill.
No.
That was not the movie.
I enjoyed it. But
I liked the special, like the set pieces. I really liked the set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to like the story. I couldn't.
The cinematography was wild.
It was
like the comping people moving in reverse over people moving forward.
So good. Just it was like visually looked amazing.
And not explaining it right away, I think, was very clever as well, because you would see it and go, "What is happening?
What is happening?" There's a weirdness happening.
Yeah,
it was like I'm a Nolan fan, so it's really hard for me to sit there and shit on it. But like visually, it looked fucking cool. Everything else sucked.
Yeah,
and again, it wasn't the movie to hang.
It wasn't. No.
But look at him now, back on top of the Oppenheimer.
There it is.
There it is, and good for him.
And there's Ethan Hawke going to space.
There's Ethan Hawke. You did it, man. You fucking did it.
Dude, that's creepy.
Now, well, that's him. Who knows?
That's a great final line.
I know. Like, it's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that was on your list, and then out of all of them, I'm like, well, we did like fucking 3/4 of this, so we might as well do one of the ones that's been on the
when you're like
list
Gattaca, I was like,
really?
No, it wasn't a really thing. I was just like, Gattaca. I haven't thought about that movie in years. Okay, yeah, maybe it's time.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking great.
It was great.
Ethan Hawke has strung together quite the career.
He really has.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor.
But just being consistently good, I think, is part of it, right? Like
another fantastic Ethan Hawke movie that I also love is Daybreakers.
Oh, Daybreakers,
which like
incredible.
Takes the vampire trope and completely turns it on.
I know.
And that is one of the best vampire movies I've ever seen.
Absolutely, yeah.
I know. That's all I hear.
And it's just like what happens when the vampires run out of humans to feed on.
I know.
Yeah.
Like such a nice, clever idea.
Love it. I honestly do love it when they subvert things like that.
Yeah.
Like they really just literally go, well, what if they went like this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
Willem Dafoe in that movie is awesome.
Well, Willem Dafoe. I
Dafoe.
mean, come on here. We're talking about a fucking legend.
Dafoe. The friend. That's another great meme.
That's a good one. I
love
that
meme. Where it's all like,
I actually thought that
Dafoe.
was your dad's joke.
No.
That's a really good dad joke.
The friend.
It's him with his veneers on in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So his teeth aren't all messed up.
Question? You questioning?
Answer: Daily Double.
Am I questioning? I am questioning. Okay, all right. What's your current favorite video game?
Ooh,
that's a good question. Hellblade 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet, but it looks amazing.
It's really good.
I played Hellblade on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was late to it as well, because if it's free on Game Pass, it's been out for a while.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was one of those, like, here's 9-ish hours of like a really tight story-driven game that just like sucks you right in.
Yeah.
And it hit every single note that I really wanted, where it's like, it's challenging puzzles, it's like just beautiful visuals. Then Hellblade 2 came out, and I'm like, just give me more.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just give me more.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Ninja Theory is a solid developer.
Yeah, they got acquired by Microsoft, though, which I think a lot of people were pretty upset about.
Well, I mean, as long as they keep them open, I'm worried they're going to shut them down if Hellblade doesn't sell like crazy or something. Because for gaming studios, it's a lot like movies.
Yeah,
now.
it's
Well, your game didn't sell Call of Duty numbers. We're going to have to shut you down.
The issue is that they didn't give them PlayStation support this time around.
Yeah.
So it's PC and Xbox only.
Right.
Whereas Hellblade 1 had
everything
run of the field.
Yeah.
So is that kind of like the style you gravitate towards, the action platformer puzzler?
Yeah, I don't really have interest in like massive online multiplayer games.
No, me neither.
Like everyone's into Fortnite or whatever, and I could care less.
Yeah.
But I want something
I need story.
Yeah, that'll tell me a good story.
Yeah.
Keep me interested.
Yeah.
And if I can finish it in a day or two, even better.
Yeah. Like I'll throw it on easy mode just so I can experience
just walk through.
Yeah.
And that's another one of those where it's like it's more about the visual and audio experience anyway.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. For the most part, I'm kind of with you with that too. But I'm a huge RPG guy, so for me, like 48 to 80 to 100-hour game, if it's good enough, I'm in. Like, yep, I'll see.
Yeah,
Sure. I mean, like I've sunk. I couldn't tell you how many hours into Skyrim.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. That's similar boat.
Yep. Exactly.
To Western RPG.
When it's great. Well, I'm a JRPG.
I know you're a Japanese RPG.
Yeah. Although it's funny how many like games are pretty much just RPGs. Like, what was it? Horizon Dawn.
Yep.
We were talking about that one.
Yep.
That's pretty much first-person RPG right there.
There's so much RPG stuff now. Action adventures. There's a lot of RPG elements.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been. I'm basically like an Xbox or Microsoft lifer.
Yeah.
The Gears of War, Halo have been.
Gotcha.
My thing forever.
PS guy for life.
Yeah.
Although Nintendo as well.
Yeah. I swing both ways.
You swing multiple ways, actually.
I do. I go in all directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a Switch, and that's my like I can't go without playing Mario Kart.
Nice.
It's just not happening.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, who could blame you?
Yeah.
And I like Mario Kart's great too because like Super Nintendo's awesome, N64 is awesome. I didn't play too much on the GameCube, but I mean the Mario Karts tend to be
Double
genuinely
Dash
awesome.
on GameCube is maybe the most fun one.
Really? Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one we had both of them, right?
Double Dash is awesome.
That did look really cool.
They had a special battle mode in that, the
Yeah.
Bubba on Blast. That was just chaos.
That sounds
I
awesome.
think Mario Kart 64 was my favorite.
That's like
I sunk so many hours in
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So did
Battle mode.
Oh,
Oh, man,
God.
battle mode could play that for days.
God damn.
so.
Yeah.
And the perfect thing about it for us was, I'm the oldest of 4 brothers.
Okay.
So any console we had from Nintendo, 4
yeah.
controllers,
Yeah.
and we're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
giving her.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Smash. Played a ton of Smash.
Yeah, I never got into Smash. Never played that much.
Smash. Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of. Well, I mean, it's not a typical fighting game, right?
No,
It's more like Power Stone. Remember Power Stone? It plays like that.
I've never played Power Stone.
No,
I'm not even sure I know what that is.
on Sega.
No, I didn't play much of Sega though.
But it was on arcades too, though.
No,
There was a lot
I
of
remember
stuff-
the game. I
Yeah,
don't remember
but
anything
nothing.
about it.
There were a lot of arcade games that made it to Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah.
My favorite of those was probably T2 Judgment Day.
Well, everyone.
Oh.
The only thing I
Oh.
hated at arcade though was I had to actually stand on a chair to play
Oh,
the fucking
man.
thing because it was so
Yeah.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
I also
it
feel
was
like it was
huge.
unnecessarily hard.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to put
Yeah.
quarters in
Yeah.
the fucking game.
Like, not fair.
That was the first game I ever saw in my life that was 4 quarters to play. I remember that. I remember being like,
$1 to
I
play
put
this?
in like a quarter, and they were just like, "No." I was
That's
like,
nice.
What? And it's like 75 cents, and you're like, "Whoa!" Oh, and of course, like this is before the movie, so there goes my entire fucking
Your snack
Your
budget.
snack budget.
Yeah.
Just blown it all.
no, just the quarters for the actual game.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to play like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Man.
Terminator.
It's on Victoriaville Mall.
Yes.
We used to
Yeah,
go
I always
to
put that arcade in there.
we used to go to the Cumberland Theater, and they had a Ninja Turtles arcade game
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was so
We
sick.
went
Yeah.
to Cumberland too. We went to wherever they were playing the
Oh yeah,
movies.
same here.
Because it was never like this movie's playing in all.
I
of
miss the
theaters.
days of multiple theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, me too, man.
I saw Revenge of the Sith at the Cumberland Theater.
Nice.
Nice.
Cumberland was-
Yeah.
Cumberland was great. I'd get there early just so I can go in Hill City for a while and then walk over to
Yep.
the theater.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was tough too
Yeah.
because it's like, well, do I want to spend this on these comics
Yeah.
before
Right?
the movie?
Oh man. Yeah, it was cool when they were right next to
I
it.
saw Jurassic Park in that theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
Cumberland.
We saw striptease, half a striptease in that theater.
Not even half. The first 20 minutes. They would not leave us alone. Which, to be fair, I mean, look at me.
We-
I understand why they wouldn't leave me
We
alone.
were 13. Oh, we could get in.
Well, no, we were 14 because it was 14A, and that was the whole point. So we actually
I thought we were turning 14 because we're later in the year.
Nope.
And that was a summer movie.
We were 14A. That was one of the reasons.
Right, and that's why we couldn't get in. My mom bought us the tickets because they went to
That's
Multiplicity.
right.
They went to
that's
Multiplicity.
Right.
My mom
That's
buying
right.
us tickets for striptease.
They were, that's right. They were on us big time.
Yeah.
And you can't even be like, here's my ID, because what 14-year-old has any kind of ID?
Right.
Exactly.
No, we're old enough.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
look
soon.
at the tickets. But that was the thing; they kept coming at us because it was like, "Let me see your tickets." So of course it was like, "Here's your tickets." And then after 5 minutes into the movie, it was like, "Where's your tickets?" And then after that, it was like, "Let's just go."
They're coming again.
Yeah. By the third time around, and I think it was the same dude too. I was like, "Dude, I know what I look like."
Yeah.
Like I know how young I look,
me.
and it's not like you looked 40 at that age either. Like you were a fresh baby faced kid.
I was.
You know. Little chubby cheeks.
Chubby
I
cheeks.
remember those.
Yeah.
But
plus side, Multiplicity was decent.
way better.
Way better movie. Way better
than Striptease. You're underselling it. Multiplicity was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I've rewatched it a couple of times since, not in the last like 10 years, but I have rewatched it. And every time I'm still just like, way better than Striptease. That's a fucking god-awful bad movie that I just wanted to see boobies in.
I'll take multiple.
The first 5 minutes.
I'll take multiple Michael Keatons over one greased up Burt Reynolds.
Oh,
let me tell you.
Every day of the week. I don't care that he was Smokey or the Bandit or whoever he was in that movie.
Smokey or the Bandit. It doesn't even matter.
He was Cannonball Run.
He was definitely Bandit.
He was definitely Bandit. I don't know why I was saying anything else.
He was Bandit 1. The truck is Bandit 2. Smokey is the cop.
Sure, whatever. I've seen 0 minutes of that movie.
Really?
I've just seen clips. I know that Sally Field is in it. That is it.
Those are the only clips you're watching. Sally Field.
I've probably only seen the clip because it was in another movie. And they were referencing the movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure it came up in Archer.
100% came up in Archer, but not the actual clip I'm talking about.
No.
But yes, he was a focal point for a couple episodes. He dated his mom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Burt goddamn Reynolds.
I have another show I really, really like. I really like that show.
I feel like I fell off of it after the coma. Yeah.
I did not fall off.
That's okay. It's one of those like I should just get back into it.
I will say that the first coma season, when I immediately watched it, I didn't like it. But the second coma season, because it's different, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
They just got to a point where the dynamic was so good that they could just make stories with whatever.
They could do a Deliverance season. They could.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what they did. They did like the Miami Vice season, then they did the 1950s season, then they did Adventure Island type season, and then they did an Alien season. So, and now they're back to being spies again. I think this is the last season though.
I like the point where they had to stop calling themselves ISIS due to real world events. That was so funny.
What's going on here? There's no street parking. Laura said you could park beside her driveway. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Good to know.
Good to know. I have no parking spot in my home, in my own home.
No parking spot at the party. I actually have to rewatch that movie again. It's been too long. It's only been 2 years since we've watched Nacho Libre, but I have to rewatch.
Ramsey ain't so happy at the party.
I think it's been a lot longer than that since I watched it, so I should probably get back on that.
God, it's so good. You know, the only one that I haven't rewatched from that Napoleon Dynamite guy was that Gentleman Bronco. I watched it the one time,
yep,
and then I was like, I'm never watching this again.
I don't even think I watched it.
It was tough.
Yeah, James loved it enough to call himself that.
I know. Well, I mean, the name itself is great. Gentleman Bronco sounds cool.
It's always funny what people will hitch their wagon to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's no Buckaroo Banzai. Which, have you seen that yet?
Buckaroo Banzai? No, I still haven't seen it.
Okay, well, you can't get on me then because you haven't seen that one yet. You have to see that.
All right, I'll watch it.
It's fucking great. It's so great. I mean, if the literal thespian John Lithgow says that's the most like that's his favorite movie that he's ever done, you have to watch it.
It's chocolate.
He was in Cliffhanger.
And Shrek.
And Shrek.
That's right.
And the best season of Dexter.
Right. That show was a thing too that I never watched.
Oh yeah, no, right, yeah.
He was in.
I know he was in it though.
He's been objectively
so good.
He was.
So good. Season 4, so good.
Trinity Killer.
Yeah. Frick, he was awesome in that.
Yeah, well, I still haven't finished Breaking Bad. And I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
No, apparently Michelle told me, she's like, oh, it ends so crazy though.
It sort of jumps the proverbial shark in a lot of ways.
I mean, when you really break it down and it takes place in 1 year, you're like, it's so unrealistic.
Yeah,
that would never happen in like 11 months.
Better Call Saul is a much better show.
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing too.
It's,
Plus Bob Woodcock is awesome.
That is also on my pull list. It's just...
And I think it's like Vince Gilligan figured everything out with
Yeah.
Breaking Bad and then went on to make Better Call Saul, and it's just like every episode hits so hard.
Yeah.
It's like kind of how I feel about like Game of Thrones into House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like Game of Thrones ended sort of poorly. And then they're like, we're going to do something completely different and really good with House of the Dragon.
So it's really good?
House of the Dragon's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let Michelle know just because she's a huge fan of Game of Thrones.
And you don't need to watch Game of Thrones to watch House of the
Wasn't
Dragon.
it a prequel?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
several
like
hundreds
of years
Yeah.
before.
Like it's almost better if you don't watch Game of Thrones before you watch
I watched quite a bit of Game of Thrones. Not every episode, but quite a bit. Overall, I liked the show, but it was never like, I have to watch this.
Yeah, I was in a weird place with it because I had read the books and listened to audiobooks while I was working.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So like I made it through everything and then got to the show and I'm like, well, it's fine. But it's not what I had imagined. So
yeah,
there were a lot of really cool
see, I love the show, but I never read the books. And the books don't even have an ending yet either, right?
No, he hasn't finished.
He probably never will.
He never will.
But also, like, he doesn't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
You know, like fans are real quick to get very upset. I'm like, you know, maybe just leave him alone.
Yeah.
Let him just live his rich life however he wants to live.
He shared that with you. So
Yeah, but not only that, like, what could he possibly owe you? Like, you paid money for the story.
Yep.
You read it.
Mm-hmm.
You liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
You got it.
That's it. That's the transaction.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
That's it.
Even if you paid money and you bought the book and you read it and you didn't like it, that's still the transaction. You still, that's okay. Sorry you weren't happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going to a restaurant and trying something new and not liking it and then complaining and trying to get your money back.
Yeah, but
After
we were
eating the
talking
whole
about
thing.
that. We were like, we would never even like, even if it was like trying something new and then not liking it and sending it back and saying like, you know, can I try something different? Wouldn't do that either. I would just be like, okay, so I know for the future that I don't like this.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yep.
We're gonna go to McDonald's on the way home.
Yes. You're gonna eat it on that one.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Exactly. It's okay to be wrong.
I have too much social anxiety to do anything like that. Like, yeah, no, I'll cut up.
It's not even the social anxiety for me. It's okay.
Yeah.
I swung and I missed. All right. Ugh. All right. I don't think I have any more questions left. I think we're all good.
Well, the final one you had on there was regarding 3D printing.
Yes, that's right. That's right. What got you into 3D printing?
For those that don't know, this is Jared's work.
That's Jared's work. That's Jared's work.
And that's Jared's work over there.
This one
that's
particularly proud of.
It's the painting though. Like
that's
when he gave me that, I was blown away by the blood.
Exactly.
Like, just the little splotches all over.
Yeah. So that I had a ton of fun with these two.
Yeah.
Specifically the Joker. That like the blood effects and the ooze down below.
Yeah.
It's like 2-part epoxy resin that I've tinted with those colors.
Okay.
And then strategically placed on so that they're kind of holding everything together, but also looking like liquid effects.
Whoa.
Yeah. So they're structural as much as they are decorative.
Okay.
Wow.
Good to know. don't pick at that shit.
Well, you can't. It's not coming up. It's like
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
it's literally 2-part epoxy. The 3D printing started prior to, I think it was probably like late 2019, maybe, fall of 2019.
Okay.
And it just accelerated with being stuck at home.
Yeah.
But really, it was something that I'd been seeing a lot of like content creators on YouTube doing and playing around with different media. And I had a background through college in like CAD design and things like that. So I thought I can probably figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a 3D printer and started just making stuff that I wanted to make. I think the second thing I ever printed was a Batman bust.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
And the first one was maybe it was Dracolich for D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
So it's like an undead dragon king that's been resurrected. And I made it for my DM at the time, knowing full well, I'm like, well, here's this super scary thing that I'm going to have to fight later. But yeah, that's how that went. So, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you give a huge nerd those kind of tools.
Yeah, I know. Like,
even knowing how to do it though is actually
yeah. Did you like paint models and stuff when you were younger?
Yeah,
because the painting is phenomenal on these.
Yeah, the like painting is the most fun.
Printing is awesome, but then you got to paint that, and like, the paint job is insane on that.
And it's like
it all looks so good.
Assembling everything and hiding all the assembly lines and sculpting new details into them wherever necessary. So yeah, I did models a lot.
Okay, yeah.
It started with mostly Star Wars stuff.
Right.
Okay.
So like all these, I think old Mattel kits. I should have dug it out, but somewhere in my basement in like a big Rubbermaid bin is a 1/72 scale AT-AT.
Oh,
with like it's all on a painted diorama, and I scratch built a little snow speeder, and I used a guitar string as a tow cable around its legs, so it's like falling down.
Wow.
And it's just like 3D printing has fueled that fire in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And Chris kind of commissioning me to do these statues for you is like, it's awesome that I get to.
They're friggin' incredible.
It's great that I get to play around. And
I mean, like when he gave me this one, I was blown away. But then he gave me these a year later, and just the difference in paint jobs was like you could tell you've like got so much better in 1 year.
And I paint D&D minis a lot too, which are like this big.
Right.
So if you can nail details on that,
that's the thing. The other thing is the sculpts on these are crazy detailed. Like if you look, you can see all the fabric and everything.
It's crazy.
So that informs a lot of the paint job as well. You get to kind of just highlight all these details that other people have put in, and it's a ton of fun.
I like when you came in and you were looking around and you were like, oh, it's like you constantly see like new different things. That's what we were doing with your Joker and your Batman for the first little while, because it was like you look at it, you go, oh, that's awesome, and then you see the blood on the crowbar, and then you're like, the fact that he's got the crowbar as a cane is awesome, right? And then it's like you touching it and feeling it, the little Robin doll, you know what I mean? Like all these touches, like even just the bit of the mouth extending beyond, like it's like,
mind-boggling.
God damn, it's
like
just
the
so
Batman
cool.
is insane. The
Little
amount
bits
of,
of
the amount
blood.
of detail.
Yeah,
the Batman,
the fact that he lights up.
That was so cool. That was so cool.
That's the other thing is I'm an electronics nerd as much as I am. Pop culture and 3D printing, so
the overlap is amazing though.
it all just works so well together. Give me a soldering iron and some LED strips and I can work wonders.
It's not. There's a picture on my phone. He's got a whole setup in his living room. Plus, isn't the setup in your living room like tied to the the movie?
Yeah.
So
colors, you got that going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen some of those videos. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's so cool.
So that was, I think I was watching House of the Dragon that night that I sent you the clip. I was like, this is super fun.
But yeah, so like I still like I can't get over the work that you're doing on these things. And then to like look at this and then go, what are we gonna see next?
Right.
I've got more stuff coming. I've got something for both of you, but my band has been super busy and I didn't have time to finish it all out.
It's insane, man. Like, I mean, so Albert and LCD stash in the corner there. I mean, I paid $300 for that. and your paint job is just as good, if not better.
I really appreciate you saying that.
Seriously, I mean,
it's great that you're not charging us $300 for these things.
No, I could never.
You could, like I'm saying right now, you could easily sell these locally and make a ton of money.
I had to practically like bully a price out of him, and it was basically like, I'll give you booze. And I think he was like, okay, fine.
Booze.
Like, I should be selling it on, like, at the very least, you could re-gift it.
Yeah.
You can re-gift the booze.
So what you're doing is facilitating this hobby of mine, which is awesome. And it's the best case scenario for me because I get to build these really, really cool projects. I'm super invested in them, and they're really exciting and fun.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to find a place to put them afterwards.
That is a very good point. That is a very good point.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, just this room alone, that's quite a bit of shit. At some point, it's going to migrate elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll get another cabinet like that.
Yeah. I'll have to ask my aunt for another one.
But even for me, like, I've got, like, a bookshelf now, and it's got, like, a mini sort of setup where it's, like, the different Nightwings and the different Supermen.
Yeah.
Superman, I guess. And then, of course, Batman in the middle. And it's just kind of cool to look at.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, kind of like,
I have such a hard time because, like, I have an office downstairs in my house.
Yeah.
And it's got these, like, electrical components drawers on the wall, and I've got thousands and thousands of different parts and pieces because I also like build my own guitar effect circuits.
Okay, yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
And on top of all that is not small at all collection of Dragon Ball pop vinyls.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That continues to expand. And I'm like, if I keep going the toy route, I'm going to run out of room.
Mm-hmm.
You're a geek collector. You're gonna run out of room.
I know.
Yes,
I know.
You can say the toys, but it's all of it.
There's like constant issue. Like, look, I'm almost out of space on all this.
Well, because it's movies, it's books, it's comic books.
I know. I wish I just had one hobby. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's
or
hard,
but no, I have a hobby.
Man,
right?
Movies and games,
everything's so cool, and it's all so accessible.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it really is. Like Michelle was saying, like, we were born in the best time, like in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
And I think there is some merit to that, but just the older I get, the cooler shit that's coming out is like, I don't know, man. Like we talked about the video games. Like it's cool that we grew up with like Mario Brothers, right? Yes. But it's even cooler that some kid grew up and his first game was like Legend of Zelda 64.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy cool that they get that level. And then they look at ours and go, what the fuck is that?
Well, yeah. And it's crazy still. Like when I was a kid, I wouldn't have dreamed of statues like what you have all over this room. And now there's a machine in my basement that can spit out whatever it is.
Right?
And I can paint it up.
There's a statue.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Like everything's getting so much more accessible. Like I bought a laser cutter in the last 6 months.
Okay.
And I've been playing with that.
All right.
Like it's
just casually name drops a lightsaber.
It's not a lightsaber. No, it's very small.
Give it time, though. Give it time.
I have to wear like a full face shield when I'm using it because it will blind me.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Like being in the same room with it running is
yeah.
Fuck, man. It's a really good time to be alive.
Really, especially to be like
it's crazy.
Like a tech nerd and comic book nerd. It's just like. I feel like I've arrived in a lot of ways. It's like, yeah, here we are.
I agree, though. It's refreshing, like, where, like, because, you know, like, we were at that point where we didn't have our group of comic book buddies, you know. Well, we did stints with sports, but eventually we're like, fuck, I don't even care.
Right, I know.
I just
watch
want to
jackets.
see what
I will watch hockey.
I want to hang out with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And the X-Men are fucking cool.
Yeah.
You guys aren't like losers by any means. We're not connecting. Yeah. We're not connecting, and it's okay. I want to go back over here.
Yeah, right? I'll hear guys at work talking about hockey, and you're just naming off names like the neighbor down the street, and I'm just like, how they remember all that? And then I'm thinking like, well, I know all of these people, and nobody's going to know that.
And that's how I always frame it for people like that too. Like I watch hockey, but I'm not a like religious hockey.
Right?
Fan. Yeah. And you're just a different type of nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like if you can tell me every stat from the player or from a whole roster of players in like specific years, year to year, You're just a different type of nerd.
Exactly.
And
You're
that's
a geek. You
awesome.
don't even realize it, and good for you.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You found your lane. That's great.
Exactly. I like that it's and even cross-eyed. Like, it's not like, oh, he's just a dumb jock. It's just like, oh, he's into sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
Cool.
You like your thing, I like mine. Yeah.
Then we're cool. You know? All right.
Yeah.
General acceptance, I think that's one of my favorite things right now. We're becoming way more accepting of a lot of things, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Because, like,
I like acceptance more than the word tolerance. I think that's much better.
Tolerance is kind of a hard word, right? It just doesn't sound nice.
Well, and then it opens up other intolerant arguments, blah, blah, blah. Whereas acceptance is easy.
Yeah.
You just say, well, I accept it.
Yeah.
I accept everything as it is, and that's how it is, and everything's fine.
Yeah. You do you. I'm going to do me.
As long as this doesn't conflict, then we're okay. It's not that hard.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be an asshole. It's pretty simple.
Well, no, it's not for some.
Wow.
But
the concept is simple.
Most of it boils down to just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, it's just, that's all it is. And I like that we're getting into that, for the most part, generally more accepting of everything.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier for people coming up to be like, this is my true thing, authentic self. You know, yes, I love video games. Yes, I love comic books. Yes, I love dogs. Right, like all these things. Who cares?
Yeah,
you know. Also, anime. Nice with the Dragon Ball. That was nice. I was more of a Dragon Ball Z kid, but still.
Well, when I say Dragon Ball, I mean the whole collective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not just Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball,
Gotcha.
Dragon Ball Z.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Even Dragon Ball GT, because when that was airing, I was 13-ish years old.
Okay.
So I'm like, sure, I'm in.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give me more, even if it's crazy, I'll take it. Yeah.
The same with me, like superheroes, like Superman for sure.
Yeah.
Like, give me more. Give me different versions.
Yeah.
Don't make him kill unless it's an Elseworlds book. Otherwise, I'm good. Then we're fine. You know.
Yeah, like at the time, I don't think I cared or understood if like, oh well, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are written by Akira Toriyama and Dragon Ball GT is somebody else. It's like, no, it's just more Goku.
Yeah.
That's great.
Just more Goku.
I'm good.
It's just different versions of the same characters or same themes, which is great. Like we've been saying too, getting used to just saying it's different versions. So if you don't like, the movie version of Captain America, well, check out the comic books. You might like that version.
Yeah.
And depending on the run, right? Like who's writing it is their version of that character. You like it, great. If you don't, check something else out.
Yeah.
Or check out Bucky.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at it. I think I am getting better.
I think you're doing better at it.
Yeah,
now.
it's tough sometimes though, like when you're I want this to be a movie, and then it happens, you're like, that's not what I wanted.
Oh yeah.
Picture
Chris Mercier sitting in Man of Steel, and we get to the neck break scene, and he's going,
"Wait, what?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. He's not going to do it. He's not gonna... He totally just broke his neck?
Yeah.
What? Like,
Superman doesn't do that, and then you revisit Christopher Reeves years later, and you're like, oh, they just murdered everyone.
Oh, no, well, that was, like, in the moment, I was like, what is happening, right? They've done a lot to, like, really make it okay. I still think they should have just had a scene where he was supposed to kill a coyote. He didn't kill a coyote, and because that coyote was not killed,
consequences.
Yeah,
established consequences.
Killed all the chicken. Now they don't have eggs, right?
Yeah.
So now he's like, well, shit, this is the coyote. I have to kill him. Okay, fine, right? But anyway, the arguments were like, oh, Superman doesn't kill, blah blah blah. The Reeves movies are better than this, and it's like, watch Spider-Man or Superman 2. They carelessly, they don't even care that they just murdered 3 people.
Just watched that a few weeks ago, and I was like, holy fuck, he's killing everyone.
And it's not like him killing Zod and Man of Steel had no psychological impact on him either.
Exactly.
Yeah, like he broke down immediately and he disappeared.
And it was clearly like, if he didn't, at the moment he thought, if I don't do this, then he's going to kill more people, right? Okay, fine. This one, they all had no powers.
Yeah,
they all could have spent the rest of their lives in jail.
Lois are just like, let's kill.
let's just lightly
murder some bitches.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds hot. Let's make out.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Lex, get a good look. Superman's gone. Go down on me. That's gross, Chris. That's gross. But anyway. So this is a great Camcast, by the way, guys.
This is a really good Camcast. It was
Great.
fantastic. I don't think we talked about Gattaca that much.
Not really.
No,
It was on.
But it was fantastic. I mean, we touched on it a bit.
You know,
I mean, I enjoyed Gattaca. You enjoyed Gattaca.
I
You
really
love
enjoyed
Gattaca. So
I
I
do.
mean, that's the
yeah,
Gattaca review.
It's like on the list of favorite movies, rewatch movies. Like I can't wait to rewatch it again.
Yeah. No, this is a great Camcast. Great to get to know you a little better.
Well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Doing
No,
it.
it's been a blast.
Awesome.
Man.
Like seriously,
It's been a
straight up
blast.
awesome that you were like, "Yep, let's do it."
I mean, I love what you guys do, and it's fantastic.
I appreciate it. I love watching your comments when we're on there and just
Yeah.
getting pop through and just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's fun.
Yeah,
It's tons of fun.
It's fun just throwing it on a Wednesday night when I'm not super busy.
Exactly. Which life has a way of.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of that these days, but
Yeah.
Well, it's like I was saying with Sniper Elite. Sometimes I'm playing one part of the level
Yeah.
that night, right? So if objective A is over here,
Mhm.
then I spend an hour or two getting to objective A. If I have enough time, maybe I'll go objective 2 or this sub objective, but maybe that's it. I'll just pick it up.
Levels
when I
are
can.
crazy long, eh?
They're huge.
Massive.
Awesome. So good.
Sniper Elite. you said?
Sniper Elite, yeah.
Is there a new one?
Sniper Elite 5 is the new-ish one, but that's like 2 years
2
old.
years old.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember the first Sniper Elite.
It might be on Game Pass. I recommend it if it is.
Yeah.
Still gotta make it through Hellblade 2.
So much fun.
Yeah, but I also I would see, it's tough because like I almost feel like you should start at least 4 or 3, but 5 is super accessible.
Yeah.
Like for obvious reasons.
I mean, gameplay wise, they're all the same.
Yeah.
You got little like now you can hang ledge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. There is that.
they add
yeah.
little things.
Maybe next game you'll be able to hang on a ledge and shoot somebody.
Oh, I hope you could swim.
Swimming would be cool. Swimming would be really cool.
Just come out of the water with your rifle.
Oh.
Like when they added that in Assassin's Creed for the first time, so that you don't just hit water and die.
Right?
Never played those games.
Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, never played those games.
I played the original trilogy. And
I think that's probably about where you should stop anyway.
and Black Flag.
I was gonna
Black
say
Flag, too.
I've heard nothing but good things about Black Flag.
Black Flag was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like that was the one where I was like, yeah, I could see myself playing
Yeah.
this game.
The new one actually looks really cool.
It does, but
The last few new ones
to
are
get the
really
full
cool.
version of it, it's like $179.
Isn't it nuts?
It's crazy. I looked at that. I went, okay, well, I'm skipping that one.
Yeah.
People buy it. That's the thing.
I know, but
As
it's
much as I
wild.
hate
And
video games, people buy
Ubisoft,
it.
one of those companies that'll just
They're
every little dollar they can get out
they're
of you.
cunty.
And it's like,
They are.
Yeah.
they're like, hey, what if we just charge this and we don't talk about it?
Yeah.
What was it? That pirate game, and it was supposed to be like a 4
Oh,
Sea
Skull
of
and,
Thieves.
4A
Skull
game.
and Bones?
Yeah, Skull and Bones,
Okay.
or a quadruple A game was. It
Yeah.
was supposed to
What
be
is a
like
quadruple A game?
it's supposed to be the greatest game ever, and then of course
They
it
just
came
keep
in.
you
with
adding
just-
A's to it.
Yeah, and of course it just came in, and people were like it's okay.
Yeah, it's mediocre. It's a broken game.
Mediocre at best.
You get
And
a
yeah,
half a game at
Yeah.
launch, and then you buy the rest.
Oh, not even like Bethesda broken, where it's like kind of charming.
Yeah.
How buggy?
Kind of charming. I like that.
I do like kind of charming.
Kinda
as well.
charming.
Just, it's-
Oh, look,
It's
it's,
kinda
it's
cute.
like a Stephen John Carver's thing. The characters
Exactly.
are becoming one.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. But yeah, no, I couldn't imagine. That's like one of the main reasons why, aside from like money, but the main reason why I don't buy new games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that you wouldn't buy a new game day one because it's like, well, why bother?
I rarely do it now.
Well,
Why
that's kind of what makes me so happy with Game Pass. Like a lot of
Yeah.
Microsoft Studios stuff and exclusives will
Day
come
one.
to Game Pass day one.
Day one.
Game Pass day one is a great idea.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
It's
what happened with
so
Hellblade
awesome.
2.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
There's so many coming out now.
Starfield, I think, was another one.
Yep, day one. Starfield's amazing.
Yeah.
But again, Bethesda, so I'll never beat it. Because I don't have 100+ hours to beat
Well,
games.
and that one,
It depends.
that one I started playing, and I don't know if I missed it in the tutorial, but it's like doing some combat testing, like a dogfight in space. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is really hard. Like
The dogfighting is hard.
well, I'm going through it,
yeah.
and then I think I took out 2 of the 3
Mm-hmm.
spacecraft before the third one got me, and I've been on it for like probably half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Going, what is happening? And then I bumped a button and it locked onto a target. I went,
Oh.
okay. So I've been like flying around steering to aim. I'm like, this is impossible to do.
Oh.
It's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Not necessarily a huge fan of that feeling for video games. You're like, okay.
Like, this is an incredibly challenging game.
Yeah.
It better be very rewarding.
This button has more than one function. All right.
Yeah. I think Ghost of Tsushima had a few where I was just like, oh, you just didn't look at the control scheme. Because if you did, you would. Oh, no. I was trying to stealth kill before I actually got the ability to do so.
Oh.
So I was like, I don't understand. Why am I not like I'm sneak? They don't know I'm here. But then when I go to attack, no instant death kill, and then of course I got to level up, and they're like, "Here, do this. Now you can stealth kill."
Yeah.
Fuck you! Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, you're right. That I put 100 hours into that game.
Yeah,
So if a
depends
special
on the
game
game.
comes along,
Depends on the game. Well, I put 120 into Dragon Quest 11, and then 120 in Persona 5, and that new one. Fantasio or whatever it's called, the newest Atlas RPG.
Okay, yeah.
I'm probably gonna sink.
Second on a bunch of
But
that.
I'm probably gonna wait for the super expanded Royale edition. You know what I mean? Because they always have that.
Super expanded Royale.
The one where they have like 14 different characters that are now new.
Yeah.
5 different hours of story time. You know, whatever.
The Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
It's like,
When
here's the
they're
game with all
final-
the DLC.
It's like,
Exactly.
wait, you were giving a year from anyone.
Yeah. It's like, here's the game with all the DLC at a reduced price.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll gladly wait for that one. I'm still playing Hitman 3 in my spare time when I'm not in between games, so I'm good.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
I think the last game I actually played start to finish was maybe Episode 1 Racer. Like the, the remake of
that was awesome to see that.
Episode 1 Racer.
Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, racing game.
It popped up.
Everyone used to play it on the 64.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I used to think I was so good at it, but I was really only good at the first Tatooine level. Turns out that game is super hard.
It's tough.
A lot of racing games are super hard, though.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nintendo hard. You're
hard,
like,
yeah.
why are you doing this to me?
Mhm.
This is not cool. Crash Team Racing. That was one that
Oh
was
my
surprisingly hard. Like, what the fuck?
That got a remaster on Xbox, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It did.
I didn't try it.
And it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
But I also forget how hard the Crash Bandicoot games were.
Insanely hard.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Insanely hard. And that's why I never got into them.
I liked them too. That
Spyro
the
was
thing.
my guy.
Spyro's cool. Spyro's cool.
Little Purple Dragon.
Jack and Daxter. That was my
Yeah.
favorite.
The first one.
I
I couldn't once they did guns.
I
and
liked the
everything.
story overall,
Yeah.
but no, I agree. Like the second one, also it just went insanely hard.
Yeah.
Like it went crazy hard. Like even they acknowledged, yeah, it was super hard.
Once they
That's such a
introduced
thorough-
guns and stuff, I was just like, well, I'd rather play Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
Jack and Daxter. I liked the games. Like the story was good enough for me to keep playing. I won't replay them again though.
Yeah.
I will replay the first Jack and Daxter till I die.
Oh yeah.
Till I
Oh,
die.
That game's
but
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. But also, yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Late to the party on that one, but I played the most recent one.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's so many of them now.
Oh,
I remember getting the first one, bringing it out of town with me and my LCBO.
That's right. When you were on the fucking boat with your drug dealer gimmick.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I worked in Dryden for a year, and I would bring my PS2 and some games with me all the time. Like I'd work a week and be home on the weekends. And I had my grandmother's old car. It's like this Pontiac Parisienne, like this old.
It was the Parisienne because
Yeah,
I said that to
Parisienne.
Phil, and I was like, I don't think that's
Yeah,
the right
no, it was
one. But I
Parisienne.
was right. Okay,
1980 Pontiac Parisienne. And I guess, I mean, back then I had like curly, longer hair, big beard. I'm wearing leather gloves and stuff. And then
You had aviator glasses. on
aviator
too.
glasses. Yeah. Up in Ignis pulled me over.
Nice.
Yeah. Just because of the way I look. Yeah.
You got profile.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you said you're like most haggard looking, but you're also like super depressed because you hated the job.
I hated that job so much. So much. I hated going out of town every week, and I was making good money. So
yeah, exactly.
but he goes, what's in that LCBO bag? I'm like, my PS2. And I opened it, I showed him my PlayStation. He's like, oh, what's in that Gatorade bottle? I was like, my Gatorade. I won't tell you, man. Was I speeding? What's happening?
I love that story so much because, like, when you told me that, I'm like, that is the funniest story.
I had an LCBO bag on my passenger seat up front with me. What's in that bag?
Has never touched drugs at all in his entire life. Barely drank at that point. And yet... and he was like, oh, I got this guy.
Oh, yeah.
This guy is fucked.
I'm hitting my quota right now.
So he had a PS2 in his bag. Yeah, he had a PS2 in his bag. What did he have in his Gatorade bottle? Probably Gatorade. At that point, I didn't even bother.
Yeah, I was just like,
because
Gatorade? Oh, my God.
Because it's fucking embarrassing. I thought I had the white whale here.
Okay, well, this was just a routine check.
Sure it was.
I think I've only ever been pulled over once, and it was probably, I don't know, 3 a.m, and I went through a light that turned red while I was in the intersection.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
I was turning left. It was like Cumberland over by McDonald's.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That like by the overpass of the marina, but I was turning left to leave town because I was still living in Dorian at the time. But I would jam with my band on like a Tuesday or Thursday night, whatever. So we went pretty late, and I did this.
Yep.
Saw the flashing lights behind me, so I pull over by that little, like the Circle K now.
Yeah.
Got through another green light before the lights came on. Whatever. And it's the middle of February. I'm there with like bright red skinny jeans and a leather jacket.
Not a bad look.
Like leaving band practice, but it's -40 and I'm freezing. Standing on the side of the road with this cop. It's like, "You been drinking?" I'm like, "No." Like, "Where are you coming from?" I'm like, "I'm coming from my band practice." He goes, "Okay, I'm gonna give you a field sobriety test." Like, makes me blow the breathalyzer. Comes back nothing because I hadn't been drinking. I knew I had to drive 45 minutes home.
Yeah.
Doesn't believe it, so he makes me blow it 3 times on the side of the road.
Really?
I'm out there just like shaking. He's like, "I'm gonna let you off with a warning this," and I'm like, "For what?"
Warning for what?
That's priceless.
You're like trying to breathe.
Yeah, no kidding. At least he wasn't being like, "Come on, my grandmother could blow harder than that."
He's in like full winter gear, and I'm just freezing my ass off.
Of course he is.
So I got home. My mom works for the OPP, and I left the breathalyzer nozzle on the kitchen table. So I get up the next morning, and she's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "That is a breathalyzer nozzle." She goes, "Were you drinking?" I'm like, "Obviously not, because I was allowed to drive home."
Yeah. Priceless.
I'm here, am I not?
You didn't get a phone call to come pick up your vehicle in Thunder Bay.
Or your son, so we're cool. I got pulled over just for speeding. That was it.
Yeah?
Yep, that was it. That's
Whereabouts were you?
Right by Superstore. Like turning onto Carrick.
Oh, okay.
Right, that intersection.
Yep.
And like I was leaving Power Center. Yeah, that's when I lived in Georgina Bay, and I had to go to Superstore first to go home, right? So I was coming in intersection, speeding, and that was it. I don't have a fun story like you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no fun story.
Oh, that was great.
Debbie Downer. Oh, that's a mix of Mary Catherine Gallagher too. But it was played by the same character. No, Rachel Dratch was Debbie Downer. Son of a bitch. Anyway. So yeah. So I have run out of things to talk about.
No, that was a really good Camcast. Appreciate you being here, Jared. It was fun.
Yeah, and thanks for having me, guys.
And Gattaca was a great choice.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely
you.
great
Thank
choice.
you for getting my ass in gear to watch that movie, finally.
And thank you as well, because like I said, it's been coming up the last like year or so. I'm like, Gattaca, and as soon as I saw on the list, I'm like, oh, we're watching that. Then.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I would have rewatched any one of the other movies and discussed those ones, but I'm glad we went with Gattaca.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
And Geek Pantsers, thank you again for checking us out. I don't know why I looked over here, but if the camera's
like you're looking at yourself.
Yeah, I like the way I look. I'm so tiny.
Little Chris.
Yeah, you can like go underneath, so it looks like I'm sitting on your there.
Just like I'm cupping your face.
There.
That's good.
That's a good boy. That's a good Camcast. You guys are good Geek Pantsers. Pinch your cheeks. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, screw the social stuff tonight. Whatever.
They know where to find us.
Yeah, they know where to find us.
They know where to find us. And if they don't,
we'll be back with speed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fucking rights.
Yeah, fucking rights.
These pancakes are delicious.